So yeah, that's enough announcements.
I love how you have all these rules in the reference table. It's nice.
Oh, thanks. It helps me a lot to have that stuff just right there.
I'm gonna copy
like
all
DM
this.
screen kind
I'm
of.
actually gonna start DMing another game for some people.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, feel free to take any of it.
You
Make
know,
sure there's some like the homebrew or like our home game rules there. So just make sure it's not all official stuff. What? Okay, so yeah, who wants to do a recap of last session? Anybody? We have a nice.
All volunteer at once.
Here, let me find a post that was made as soon as you read off of that and shoot.
I was about to say, can someone just read that one?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to do. I'm happy to do the recaps if you guys don't like doing them, but I feel like
I have a problem
so you
with
get inspiration.
memory.
Yeah.
I was lagging that game, so I kind of missed some of it.
Yeah. I know how
I
that
told you to
goes.
watch it.
I know, I forgot to.
Well,
Here we go. Session summaries.
I have it right here if you wish for me to read his. Senor Josh's.
great.
I can get it. Let's see here. On their way to Beliar, the party encountered a Cyclops named Bjorn, whose mate had been captured by orcs. After nearly dying in the process, they rescued Belinda. That night they saw lightning seemingly shooting out of the ground. As they went to investigate, they encountered a mysterious little girl who called herself Sally and helped her free her captured owlbear. She ominously promised to see each one of them again someday before skipping away. Eventually, our heroes arrived at the wind-swept Sighing Valley and headed to the only structure around, a tall tower surrounded by knights on flying mounts. They introduced themselves as members of the Feather Gale Society, a reclusive group of bird enthusiasts mostly made of wealthy Waterdavian nobles. One of these turned out to be the missing birdwatcher, Severa Bellatandra. After meeting with the society's leader and enjoying a second brunch, the party was given the opportunity to help hunt a manticore. Who will kill the manticore and claim the magic ring? What was the strange lightning our hero saw? How many brunches can one party eat? Find out next time!
It's right time.
3.
Right now time.
Which is
3.
right now.
3 is how many brunches a party can eat in one day.
All right, there you get inspiration for your wonderful rendition of session summary.
Thank you.
Great. So there was one thing that I was thinking about that we never settled last session, which is, what did you guys do with your horses when you showed up to Feathergale Spire? They do not have a stable or anything.
Can they hang out in like the front living room?
In like the front room.
Should we ask for food?
Look how big that room is.
And use it maybe as manticore bait?
Well, did they say
Let's see
anything
how
about
many
our
can
horses?
fit in there.
Did they
No.
say anything to us?
No.
Well, yeah, you could fit. Yeah, you can't fit any horses in that room. If you tried to bring them in, they would not have let you.
Are they?
What about using the horses as manticore
tower?
bait?
I would say I'd say leave them outside the tower, but they're all those fucking griffins and giant birds.
Well, if we're going to use them as bird bait, we might as well use them as manticore bait.
Let's not
There's
use them as
there's
either.
no
bait.
like someplace they can be under shade or something.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah, are there any? Is there any tree cover?
yeah, you could have found some trees. That'd be easy enough to find some trees in the hills and tie them up to the trees. Try and put them under. You find like the thickest grove of trees that you can find in the vicinity, and tie them up. Sure. I just was thinking about that, and I thought there are a lot of griffins around.
Yeah, but
Okay, so
they have terrible eyes.
no, that's good. Put them under some trees. That's great. All right.
Horses with a knife in case they need to defend themselves.
Also, where you saw those griffins was like 2 miles away from where
I
the spire
imagine
is.
the
It's
Griffins
pretty
would
far out.
avoid the place, full of people who capture, and I'm thinking capture or do something weird with these birds. I still have weird feelings about this cult.
You would think.
What? Okay,
Who knows?
I know a lot of weird names for fetishes. I don't know what one is for birds.
Are we on the right map?
You are
Ava file.
the valley. You see the valley?
Currently I see the
I'll take it.
whole...
We're like on the world
here.
map.
I'll bring you to this one. There you go. Is that what
There
you
you go.
want?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay, there you go.
I'm happy.
Yeah. Okay, so, thank you for your wonderful recap. So indeed, we left off. You were sitting atop Feathergale Spire. You're feasting on all sorts of luxurious fare, drinking fine wine to your heart's content. Holding the raven Orpheus before him, Artemis discussed bird care with eager Severbellobranta and Thurl Moroska, important members of the Feathergale Society. Sabelin.
I'm gonna look shifty-eyed at that crow from now on.
Okay, yeah.
I need a
Yeah.
monocle.
Sabelin, you were keeping an eye on that woman who was dressed in like a gi.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you're kind of keeping an eye on her. She seems very out of it.
Is
Doesn't
everybody
really pay
eating?
attention. Yeah, everybody's eating and feasting.
When they eat, do they put their pinky up, like when they drink?
Yes, all of them put their pinkies up.
Okay, police kind of.
Do they also do it while just eating? And,
Yeah, their pinkies are spotless. They don't touch a thing.
Police is gonna try to keep his pinky up when he's drinking.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's no like fancy check, so I'm just gonna give that one to you.
Sleight of
Hand.
hand.
There you go. Make a sleight of hand check. See how much you can.
Performance,
If you can like remember performance. Yeah, no, performance is good. You're right. That's perfect. Performance is the right.
Hey.
Yeah, you do all right. You do all right. A few times it like touches, but you notice immediately and lift it back up.
Extend the pinky. Extend the pinky.
So
Next, we'll put some books on your head and have you walk across the room and back.
There's actually a
yeah.
funny history about that pinky thing, but anyway, continue.
Agony, you're kind of softly swaying to flushed cheeks and a wide smile as the alcohol has kind of gone to your head.
Every time Sabelin tries to play the ocarina, this is my jam. She tries to stand on the table.
Let's lay it and do that. Let me find my...
So you're all enjoying this second brunch. It's a beautiful panoramic view. You see fog in the distance, kind of coming into the valley. But it's a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. Suddenly, a giant vulture comes and lands on one of the outcroppings on the top of the spire. And he calls from the vulture. He says, the manticore, it's in the valley. And points in the distance. You follow his finger and you can see a little dot on the far end of the valley, just flying along. And as he calls out, everybody like in sync stands up and looks out into the distance. Thurl shouts, Feathergale Knights, our time for glory is nigh. Let us ride.
Hey,
Aloud.
Can I hitch a ride? I want to ride one of those things.
So as you call out, Thurl smiles and looks at you and says, all right. And the rest of you? And points around. Are you in for the hunt?
Yes, Thurl, take us to see your big mounts.
Says,
I think she means yes.
Have these manticores been plaguing you guys here, or?
This motherfuckers hate manticores.
It's not about us. They plague everything. They're monstrosities. They kill everything that comes past.
Just sounds fun. Plus, I want to fly.
And it's very fun, yes.
Got a reward for the person who gets the head or something?
Yes, the ring. And he takes off his ring and he says, whoever brings me the head wins this ring.
To do.
What does it do?
It's great. You'll find out if you win. Okay,
Mystery.
let's go. And everybody like had already started at his words had already started filing down. And you actually kind of were walking as you had this conversation, going down the spiral staircase. You head down like 5 stories to the bottom of the spire. You go past the place you entered below, and you enter into this stable room that is circular, like the rest of the tower, and has stables all around the perimeter, with gates towards the outside and doors opening inward. And you see in these cells, the Feathergale Knights are down here mounting up on all these hippogriffs. And a few of them are also on, there's giant vultures down here as well. There's giant vultures and hippogriffs being mounted. And he points you to the side with the giant vultures.
But. And
Howdy.
I point to the biggest hippogriff I see that isn't being ridden, and I go, that one!
He looks at you and he says, "Oh, you got to earn those mounts, my friend," and gives you a wink.
I'm like slowly petting a hippogriff. What a magnificent creature.
Yeah, the Feathergale Knight who's tending to it welcomes you, introduces you to his buddy. So yeah, so they get you all mounted up on these giant vultures.
Before I get mounted up, I'm going to take my rope and I'm going to tie it to one of my javelins and tie the other end around my waist.
Okay. Great. So yeah, you tie it up. So it will have a 50-foot range.
Okay.
The 60-foot range, because your rope's only 50 feet.
Okay.
Be aware. Then what was the other thing? There's lances. There are lances. Points to. There's like lances and a bunch of bows and some long swords as well. Along the walls, and he points and he says, "If you need any equipment, help yourselves."
Oh no!
If anybody wanted to like grab a lance.
Can't really throw a lance as well as a javelin, can you?
No. Yeah, a lance
I'm
is like a
Lance
reach
at all.
I was about to say, I'm gonna say my javelin.
Okay.
I
They're
challenge
just
your
there?
premise that I cannot throw a lance,
Yes.
and I grab 3 of them.
Okay.
I take a lance. Why not? Fuck it.
Yeah, you can, and there's like spots on your
As a tavern brawler, I'm really good at improvised weapons. I'm gonna throw some lances.
I'll go to hook up a lance to my vulture. Why not? Or they're just handing them out.
Yeah. Well, there's like a shelf with a bunch of, or like a weapon rack that he points you to, that's stocked with a bunch of stuff. So yeah,
I'll take
whoever
a
wants to
lance.
grab a lance, yeah, feel free.
I just walk up,
I'll walk over to Agony. You want to fly one of these things all by yourself?
Of course. I'm a professional
Don't
flyer.
me.
But fine. And I'll like stroke the
Hold on,
neck
you're riding
of
with
the
him.
vulture.
Range is carrying the drunken wizard.
Yes.
Okay.
You can hold me.
Yeah, so
I don't trust her with anyone else.
the 2 of you are going to mount.
One vulture.
I'm gonna say that it's gonna slow it down a little bit because you're already pretty huge.
Yeah, I'm probably as big
Police.
as the vulture.
Yeah, I feel like you
Poor
and
vulture.
Sablin, it's like already maxed out at what it can carry. Oh, if
Yeah.
Agony's jumping on that one too,
He doesn't weigh anything though.
it'll just slow it down.
That's fine.
She is pretty light, but I'm just gonna say it's gonna slow it down. I'll say just 5 feet. Its movement's 50 feet, or I think it's 60 feet flying. So it'll be just 55 feet flying.
Okay.
Are you sure, I can drive
So-
just fine. I mean,
I
fly.
just walk up to the armory rack. I grab 3 javelins. And I look around and I think about taking a 4th one, and I don't think I can fit it in my arms.
Are you sure, Agony?
Did you mean lance?
Yes.
You're
Yes.
taking lances? Yeah, okay.
Yes, 4 of them, or 3 of them.
Great.
I wish to prove to this person that they can be thrown.
I think
Well, you can
Agony
physically
says,
throw them.
Agony says she wants to fly around.
I can do this.
Plus, I have a theory that you don't necessarily have to throw them if you're above your target.
We could split the difference and like tie her to the bird.
All right, so
all
Wait, are we gonna
cast
make her like
observers.
the woman on the mast of the ship type thing?
No, more like just secure her to like the.
Okay, now what happens
and then
when
tie her to
something
the foot or
happens to
something.
the bird?
It's not.
We're not
none of
tying
these are
anyone
very
to a
planned.
bird.
all right,
I
so
secure myself to my own bird.
so great. So Josh, okay, I should write this shit down. All right, Josh
I am tethered to my bird.
is tied to his bird. Sablin is tied to his javelin.
Mhm.
Yes.
Anybody else tying them to any?
I'll
I'm not
secure.
trying to-
I'll secure myself drunkily to my vulture.
I got
Can I
my.
try and tie myself to a hippogriff?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could try. If you want
Should we leave our stuff here, or should we just put it in the bag of holding?
Like, I would totally
stuff?
just try and get on a hippogriff if I can.
So all of the hippogriffs are being like mounted by knights. There's not a ton of
Okay.
like there's no extra unmounted things, but you could tie yourself to one that you could try and like stealthily tie yourself to one that's being like saddled up and mounted by a
This is the worst Voltron like suit up sequence ever.
I'll just get on a bird.
Okay, yeah, so you just jump on a vulture. Josh is tied to his and Agony's tied to hers. Okay.
I'll tie myself to Orpheus too. No, I won't do that. Never mind.
He's a bird.
Both of you make dexterity checks
Oh boy.
for tying your knots.
Ooh.
Agony, yours will be at disadvantage because you are drunk as fuck.
No, I'm not.
I'd love to see the check for putting the key in the ring or the hole.
Dex check, not dex check.
Check for blowing a breathalyzer.
Oh boy.
Alright.
Damn.
It's okay, even if she wasn't at a disadvantage, it still would have been 8. So the check
Alright.
didn't impede.
So
Here's the interesting thing. Does that mean that she's not secured, or she's secured too well around the neck or something?
There's only one way to find out.
it's a so yeah, you guys look over and she's like tying it around her waist and seems to be getting the job done.
It would be great if she properly ties it around her waist. She just does not tie it around the bird at all.
So I'm worried about her. Can I make a check to see if I notice that she's tying terribly?
Yeah, sure. Make a
Maybe insight or something?
yeah, you can make an insight check for that. See like how well she seems to have it under hand. You can tell she's struggling a little bit. You look over and see her tying it, and she's like doing it over one way and then doing it back the same way, and like uncertain of what she's doing there.
I'm
herself to
I'm
herself.
just stroking the neck of the vulture, really.
Does it look like a terrible job, or she's
It looks all right. I mean, it's like they're knots.
okay? I'll just shrug it off then.
Is she in fact tied to the bird?
She's tied. Yeah. So you see that she's tied to the bird, and
Okay.
she made some knots.
Okay.
I'm just checking because that would have been a great way to handle that. Is she's tied the knot around herself perfectly? Just forgot the bird.
Yeah. No, you got the knots done. I think if you rolled like a natural 1, you just would have not done the knot, but you got an 8. That's all right. So
You just took
So
a
anyway.
one.
I know
The,
knots and ropes. I'm experienced.
So okay, so you're all mounted up. You got your lances. You take off. Everybody starts taking off, and you kind of give your vultures a kick, and they're not even really paying attention to you. They just like see everyone else taking off, and their gate opens up, and they just fly out there and
launch out a catapult. Gotcha.
So everybody starts flying out, and you can see on the Feathergale Spire, it's like the bottom level there. There's some gates that open up, so you all come out and start flying across the valley. You see the Manticore in the distance as this little tiny dot, and you're flying, quickly. You're flying through the air. The wind's whipping past you. You can't really hear anything. And you see this wall of fog spilling into the valley from the south, which is the direction that you're heading in. So if we look on the map, you can see, I'll ping it. It's like about there that you see the Manticore. And he's just speeding southward along the... in this direction. He's speeding.
I'm gonna yell out, is there any way we could attract the bird away from the fog? Or the prey, not the bird, whatever we're hunting. It's weird. It's a bird, it's a lion, it's a scorpion, it's the thing.
It's a man.
It's a man? Is it a man?
It's everything.
Thurl looks at
They
you
have
and says,
human faces.
We have to catch it first. And
Well,
we
why do we have to
anything
catch it?
this far away.
Isn't there some kind of way to entice it towards us?
Are we flying right now?
Yeah, you're flying in the air and you're like screaming at each other over the sound of the wind whipping through. And Thurl says,
don't they
going.
have something they like to eat, that we could pretend to be?
Eat already. It's fine.
What? Artemis, watch out! There's a ghost behind you!
Oh, I already ate, John. We had brunch.
What?
So,
Throw some fire at it.
Don't cook the vulture! They don't taste good! I'm a liar!
Thurl just keeps on riding and speeding away forward with his Feathergale Knights. You see they're all these hippogriffs and vultures around you are just flying forward. And yeah, you're riding for a good 30 minutes probably, chasing after this thing, and it's approaching, and slowly you're catching up, getting closer and closer. You start to be able to see the features of the Manticore with its like kind of brilloed, spiked mane and like spiked spine and tail, as it's this kind of lion-looking creature with giant wings flying along, and you, right as you kind of get close enough to start to make it out, it poof disappears into the fog, and you're coming up, and
This is where things go really bad, guys.
you're getting close to it, and Thurl looks over and say, "If you're going to turn back now." And
Okay, bye. My targeting computer's down.
Never.
he says, and he looks, and does anybody try and turn around?
No!
No.
It'd be kind of funny if we all just went, okay, bye.
Vultures just don't come back.
I'm also
So
yelling
there's a big
everything
vultures.
into the sending
That's
stone.
not a terrible idea either. Anyway.
He says,
We do have
You-
the ability to talk to each other. We know we don't. I forgot only two of us have sending stones.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just yelling everything I say at Artemis.
so Thurl looks at you and says, you all stick to the cliffs. We'll go into the center of the valley and make sure we're on both sides of us. One of us will find it. If you find it, scream your asses off. We'll do the same.
Just like
No,
that.
scream, dear.
Oh. Ah!
So they kind of peel off more towards the center of the valley as you're about to hit the fog, as you're coming in. And your group kind of sticks towards where you are along the cliff's edge as you're coming down. I'll move your token on the map here. You're probably closer to like here.
Oh,
So you come into the fog, and you're flying and you're chasing after this this manticore, but you can't see anything. You can probably see 100 feet in front of you, so you can still see each other, but the Feathergale Knights have disappeared. You can see just kind of in the distance you're staying close to the edge of the cliff, and that's kind of your guiding landmark as you're going along. You're just staying just within sight of the edge of this cliff.
Are we low?
Yeah, you're probably about, I don't know how the cliff edge is like 100 feet up, and when you were flying with the rest of them, you were about 100 feet to 80 feet in that range.
Okay. I'm gonna be flying behind Agony. Just in
Okay.
case.
Actually, at this point, let me bring you to this map. Let me make sure that it shows you what I wanted to show you. Okay. Good. Why don't you come over here?
Oh.
All right. So it should be on the middle of the bottom of the screen of the map. You guys can find yourselves. You're in a little box.
Mm.
Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting tokens.
So you have vultures that you're on top of, and when you move, you can just kind of like drag and select both. If you like drag a box over your guy, you can select both at the same time, and you can move them together.
No, I don't think we have permission for the vultures.
Yeah, we don't.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. I needed to do that first. Okay. Vulture. There we go. All right.
Well,
How about
guys,
now?
if one or any of us start falling, we can count on me to do Featherfall.
Good. All right.
Good.
So that works. So you guys can arrange yourself in whatever formation you want to be in as you're flying along.
Okay, guys, I saw this instructional thing once. Show me the ultimate attack pattern. It's called a flying V.
Or a flying D. Oh, right, go back.
A bunch of young children. They were champions. They defeated the bad guys.
Ooh, who has the drift globe?
Yeah, Agony. We can just assume that Agony's moving all around the map there. Yeah, jeez. All right. So, all right. So you're flying along.
What did you call me?
And you hear a growl resound in the distance. The growl of this manticore, you assume.
Or was it Sablin's stomach?
As you're kind of riding along in the distance, in this fog, everybody make a perception check to try and see. Agony, you're at disadvantage.
I can't see shit.
All right.
Leading
Who
the pack
has
with
not
13.
taken Sablin? All right.
Boy.
Yeah, that's just not enough. Yeah.
It's just not enough. Perfect.
Yeah, not gonna cut it. So you hear this growl resound, and you hear it, and a few of you kind of cut off one way, a few of you cut off the other way. make sure you all stay within sight of each other, but you kind of lose any tracking of it that you had.
Shit.
So you keep riding along for another minute, and then you hear again another roar cry out. So everybody, again, make a perception check.
It's over there, obviously.
Oh man.
We are a very perceptive bunch.
Just not enough.
All right, yeah.
Maybe it's easier because it's closer.
The same kind of thing happens. You all hear it again, and you like scatter. You're like, oh shit, and then you regroup and just find the cliff again and keep going along the cliff.
Where's the other bunch of people?
It does seem like it's getting closer for sure.
Let's use the drift globe and try and do that daylight thing it has to try and just blast away all this fog.
Okay,
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
Does that work that way?
Yell
Who
out to
has it?
Agony.
You
to
could
do it.
Try.
It's Agony who has it. So you have to yell out to her.
I'm gonna try and yell at the Agony. Drift globe! Daylight!
Sea
Yes,
light?
Beacon in the darkness for him to attack.
What?
Daylight! Shine it bright!
Darkness?
Yes!
Me.
I can't do that yet.
You kind of try and yell back and forth again over the noise of the wind, but it doesn't seem to message.
Get
Drawing in the
closer!
manticore.
So again, the manticore roars out.
Like this, it'll find us.
A third time, you hear the roar. Everybody, make a perception check. Agony. There
I
you
love
go.
the nat 20 roll.
Oh no!
There
The
we go.
perfect one.
All right. So this time,
Can I run into it?
the majority of you starts going in the right direction, and John and Palouse, you kind of look in the opposite ways, but you see them flying off in this direction. So you all follow, and you're rushing along the side of the cliff edge here. Are you guys all in the positions that you would like to be?
To me and John.
As you see the manticore just break into the edge of your vision. You can just see his outline on the edge of the fog. So he doesn't seem to recognize. He doesn't seem to notice you yet.
I would hope he doesn't recognize any of us.
He doesn't. He definitely doesn't.
Maybe, I
recognize
don't
you.
know. Maybe Artemis fuck over his mother's ass.
Does Artemis
know
show
him.
money?
Hold on, I think I see it, guys. I'll use daylight. On the
Daylight
globe.
now.
You do daylight on the drift globe.
Yeah.
Okay, so daylight shines out, and all the fog around you becomes like much brighter, and it's like when you turn your brights on in the car when it's
Exactly.
super foggy, and it's just like shit. It was like becomes a wall of light, and you cannot
Oh
see.
God.
You made it worse.
anything.
I thought it would help.
I did too!
I think you created a target.
I only knew this because I grew up in a place with a lot of fog. So.
So did I, and I live in one now.
Oh, I wanted to ask you a question, Eric. I'll send it over to you in a second.
Okay, sure. So
I'll-
I assume, hide the drift
I'll
globe.
turn it off. Yeah.
Turn it. You're like, ah, shit. You have a little bit. That kind of gave you a little bit of a headache, almost. You're like, oh god, those lights.
Not that I didn't already have one.
So then, all right. So yeah, you see it in the distance. It doesn't quite notice you yet. Put you. Let's see. I think I have to move it a little closer. Okay, I'm gonna reveal the map here. Give me 1 second. Oop. God damn it. Select that thing. There we go. All right. Now, John and Sablin, can you see it on the edge of your vision? Or do I need to move it a little closer?
Don't quite.
I don't see anything.
In the darkness there? Okay.
Oh, there it is.
You see it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's in javelin throwing range yet, though.
No, it is not a
Or
javelin.
no, lance throwing range, I should say.
So you can see about 100 feet in front of you. So right now it is 95 feet. Yeah. So it's.
Oh, now I can see it. Looking in the wrong direction. There we go.
Yeah. Sorry, it's north of you on the map. It's actually south of you, but it's up. Fuck it. So.
Map.
So. All right. So you come in the range of it. You know what? At this point, I'm gonna have you all roll initiative. You don't need to attack it yet. It doesn't see you, and you can possibly get a surprise round. At this point, you are surprising it.
Doesn't see us with his
unaware
bright
of you,
light?
but-
Huh.
Well, the fog was it was behind it, and the fog would have blocked it.
Okay. By the way, I asked the question.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go look at that now. Okay. And what else was I going to do? Put on music.
Hell yeah.
That was not so soothing.
No, we need some hardcore metal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine, Ryan. You can do that.
Okay.
I think we had talked about that at the beginning, doing different.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that there was already a race for that.
Yeah, that's fine. So
Okay, cool.
okay, so what am I doing? Rolling for this Manticore. And who do we not have? Palouse. Get your ass on the turn order.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you. But I'm not really, but okay. So, Giant Vulture. So you guys Giant Vultures are going to act on your turn.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. So, let me get that off there. Did you wait? I think you accidentally. Yeah. So Giant Vulture is Palouse right now. On the turn order.
Perfect.
No,
I
that's
clicked
not
the
good.
wrong thing, apparently.
Yeah, you clicked the Giant Vulture token and then rolled your initiative.
Huh.
It's
That's
fine.
weird.
It's fine.
Who
I
was
got
it?
it.
Drunk
I
again?
can't. Oh wait.
Was it
yeah,
me?
I can. Whoa, what's going
Oh
on?
shit. No, that was me. That was my bad. I was trying to
Darkness has
put you on
come
the
over
turn
us.
order, and I put you on. Okay, give me 1 second. Set things up. Never ends. Turn order. Okay, yeah. So you guys just see this in the distance. It's going to be what are your dexterities, Josh and Palouse? Palouse and Artemis. What are yours?
14.
My dex.
What's your dexterity?
My dexterity is 6. The
Ability score?
modifier is 3.
It's 16.
Yeah, sorry.
16.
I said 6.
Yeah. Okay. So Palouse, you're gonna start. You're gonna have the
Oh, okay.
first turn.
Sure. Can I?
Yeah.
even
So I guess
this
what I'm
one?
gonna say is you guys are gonna have a surprise round.
I can't see this thing.
No, you cannot. But once you move forward, you'll be able to.
Okay. So I just
Your turn.
assumed.
So, what was I about to do? Yeah, put you on the turn. Okay.
I can fly 60?
So you can fly 60, correct. You guys have 60-foot fly speed.
Okay, I'm gonna fly all the way there.
And I'll say you have a surprise round. Shit, because I'm thinking it's still going to move on this round. So it's last in the turn order. So I'm going to say no on the surprise round, but you do have. It is not aware of you right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna use a dash action.
Okay, with your bird.
To go all the way up.
So
to-
if you're going to try and dash with the bird, you're going to have to make an animal handling check
Oh, okay.
to try
So
to
with-
get it to, because it seems like it's just kind of flying. Like you can direct it, but it's just kind of flying normal speed.
Uh-huh.
So to dash, you're gonna need to make an animal handling check.
Does 12 cut it?
And 12. It does not cut it. It does not seem to respond to your.
Okay, I start like humping it, grinding up on it, you know.
Like kind of,
Not
it
working.
kind of seems to start to. It's like not. It's not mad at you. It's not angry at your movements, but it's not. It's not gonna dash.
Okay. Well, shoot. I guess I can throw a javelin. Right?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll do that.
I think it's just out of range, right? How?
It's 120
do
is
that
the
again.
range.
Oh, I thought it was 60. Never mind.
That's a hand axe.
Right. Okay.
So I'm gonna throw a javelin. A good old 12.
12. That is not gonna hit. It
Okay. Rest in peace,
just,
javelin
it,
forever.
it just falls a little short. Falls a little short of the manticore, and does not seem to. It doesn't seem to notice your throw,
Turn and.
because it's just facing the other way.
Oh, I guess I didn't use my bonus action because I didn't get to dash. So I'm going to rage as a
Yeah.
bonus action.
Okay.
I put my
Yeah. So you start raging. Ah.
I put my thing away, start raging, and now I won't be able to hurt my bird this time because my rage is different now.
Oh yeah, that would have been funny.
That would be
Oh god,
interesting,
that's funny. All right. Okay, perfect. So Artemis, your turn.
Okay. Green leader up. Let's see. Okay. Yes, that's within range. I'll do it. And I'll do Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
15?
15 hits.
Nice.
So yeah, you'll have. Yeah, that hits.
10
sorry.
damage.
10 damage. All right. Ryan, actually, your javelin would have hit because. Oh no, you had disadvantage. That's
Yeah.
right. Never mind. Otherwise, it would have hit.
Well,
Nope,
I
never mind.
It was
I was-
12.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, but you have advantage for sneak for surprising it.
Right. Yeah, but I have disadvantage because it's a.
But you have
range.
disadvantage, so it's normal.
Right.
Okay. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure I didn't
No, it's fine.
take that away. All right. So yes, you hit it. Did you? You didn't cast hex on it, did you?
Yes, I did.
You did. Okay. Great. So that's 10 damage. All right.
Mhm.
Perfect.
After that, I guess I'm done.
All right. So yeah, you shoot it and give it a blast with your Eldritch Blast. John, your turn. So I'm going to say that all of you, you have advantage on these attacks, but then it's still going to get to take its turn.
I have advantage. Cool. That means I get to use sneak attack.
Yep.
Just checking to make sure what my current range is.
Yep.
Perfect. That's short bow range. I'm gonna shoot at it. 13.
13 misses. It just whizzes by. Very close, just kind of right
I
in front
just
of it.
feel like that's gonna be my luck for the evening, and that's where I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay.
After I tell my bird to fly
Yeah.
back a little bit.
Yeah, and it's just to be
Oh, did we lose him?
clear, it's not. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
To get your bird to dash, it doesn't take an action or anything. You just have to make that animal handling check.
Oh, I only used 25 feet of movement to net go up, and then I'm gonna use 25 back because you said 50, right?
Okay. Yep. They have 50. Correct.
Oh, I thought they had 6.
Or no, they have 60. I'm sorry. They do have 60.
Oh, then I have another 10 remaining. I probably even a couple more. I only moved them a couple up to make sure I was in range and had full sight.
Sure. Yeah. You can scoot back a bit.
Nah, I'm good. I'll go to the cliffs a little bit.
Okay. So.
In case I have to, get off.
All right. So that was your turn. Sabelin. Do
I'm
you?
gonna fly my full 60 feet forward and see how close that gets me to him. Oh yeah.
Are we actually gonna see what
Oh,
happens when a black dragon breathes on something?
What? Black dragon?
Sable.
Oh, Dragonborn.
I would love to do that, but I've got a trick in mind. I'm gonna take the javelin that I have tied around my waist,
Okay.
and I'm gonna throw it at the Manticore and try and launch it as deep into him as I can.
Okay, you're purposely trying to like hook it on him.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you miss. Although you did have advantage, but you still miss.
Don't worry, just
The
pull
14.
back in and go again next
Yeah,
round.
yeah. Like, we'll reeling it back in caught in action, or
Yeah. I mean, it's 50 feet of rope, so I'm gonna say yeah. To like bring that up in, that's gonna take 6 seconds of action for sure.
fair enough. Worth a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. You didn't lose the javelin though.
Yeah.
You know, Pelus's is long gone.
Yep, that thing's gone.
I did into my sick whaler maneuver.
Don't remember me.
I still have 3 more, so that's fine.
All right. Is that your turn? Is that the end of your
Yeah.
turn? Great.
Just imagine you threw a javelin of lightning while up here fighting this thing in the fog.
Yeah.
But you
that'd
didn't
be
realize down below there was a village. You struck it in the middle of the village, and now you created the legend of Zeus.
bad.
Now they
Oh,
worship
that's
the
great.
javelin.
Oh man, that's great. All right, Agony, your turn.
I'll move up full 60 feet. And I'll yell at everyone and into the sending stone. Guys, it's over there! And I'll throw a fireball.
Like spasm on
at
my
it.
brain.
Where? I can't see it.
17 hit. Well, I don't know.
22 hits.
22
Or
hits.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
'cause I had a disadvantage, I'm sure.
I don't think it's just ability checks. I believe the
Okay.
like poison
Fair
condition.
enough. Okay, well.
Yeah, I'll
he
double
gets
check real quick.
Flamed
So that
for
either
1
way.
damage.
Flame on! Wow, dude, remember that from the other
You
game?
and your minimum damage. In our other games, you can get minimum damage like for
Every roll.
2
Every
sessions,
single roll.
3 sessions. Alright, so yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's terrible.
Not this
it,
again.
It doesn't even notice your fireball.
Stop! You're wasting the good ones.
Shut up! I'm also
Oh,
wasting the
alright.
bad ones.
Let me see here.
I like how 2 out of 5 are still ones.
Oh god.
Just need a flying, gibbering mouther, and it'll be complete.
No.
Hell no.
No.
Wait. I guess you know some of the what happened.
Yeah, I got a live tweet session. So
Let's see. So you have
Live
away. Okay,
tweets,
so
yeah.
the Manticore, on his turn, as you all come up and strike it with your blows, doing a little bit of damage, it turns around.
How high are
kinda
we
s-
up in the air?
From
You
the
are-
floor.
You're about 80 feet.
There's a river below us, right?
no, I don't think
No.
at this side of the
It's, yeah, you're
We've been flying around.
the river's a little bit away from the
Hurry,
very
quick, draw a
edge
pond.
of the cliff. Yeah, the river's like on the far a little. It's a little bit more in than you are
Okay.
from the
There's
cliff. It's not
assholes
right
in the,
along the edge
campaign
of
banner
the
with
cliff.
wingsuits.
Draw
So
the pond named Lake.
Manticore is going to move back 10 feet. As it kind of just really, like you can imagine, it just kind of slows down in its flight as it moves down to give this bellowing roar at all of you that are within 60 feet. So John, you do not make this save, but everybody else makes a wisdom save. DC 12.
Oh, great.
Oh.
The good old wisdom save.
Oh boy.
I have a
Wisdom
thing for
saves,
this.
man. They're rough.
I have a thing
I
for
And
don't
this.
it's
play wise characters.
40 feet. Ooh, all right. So, Palouse is the only one. You were the wise one in this instance. So Palouse,
I can't be
he's not frightened. Everybody else is now terrified as this Manticore turns around, and I don't know. Let me show this guy to you because he's terrifying looking.
Is it
And-
is its
Yeah,
mouth
like
like enormous?
Crazy.
Yeah. His. There. You see that guy?
Oh god.
Got shark teeth.
Yeah,
Oh,
with those
God.
crazy teeth and shit. So imagine that's like
I'm
flying
gonna
in the air.
name him Fluffy.
Guys,
He turns around and gives this bellowing roar at you,
today I'm
and
gonna be a
then
badass.
jets back, turns back around and flies 40 feet. Yep, 40 feet. That way. So it turns and growls and then keeps on its path away from you guys.
Come back here, you
Asshole.
pussy!
Alright. So
I'm
that's his
totally
turn.
reading in there that I can make friends with this manticore.
Can I dash?
So yeah, Paloosa, you did make your save. So yeah, you can go
try
forward
to
and you
dash.
could try and dash. You have to do the animal handling.
Come on in,
DC is
Lily.
13.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
So as you can move yourself up 30 feet.
Half
Or
the
I'm sorry,
capacity.
what is it? 60 feet. Sorry, 60 feet.
Okay.
You can move up your normal speed, and as you're going, you're trying to get this guy to dash, and he starts to buck.
Oh shit.
The vulture does. So make a what are you making? A athletics
Strength
or
something?
yeah, athletics check.
I have advantage
iron-
because I'm raging.
Yeah, you do.
The irony here is Agony might have to save Palouse.
19.
Never mind.
19. Yep, you hold on.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I have a question. It's more like a combat question. Is Frightful Presence an attack technically, or was that a?
No, it's an action, but it's not an attack.
Okay. So I'm gonna throw another javelin at him.
Okay. Yep. Perfect.
If I can, if that animal handling doesn't count as an action.
No, animal handling. That was just to like, you can like
Okay.
kind of one-handedly, you're riding this guy and
The good old 8.
8. Yeah, 8's not gonna cut it. Your javelin number 2
javelin.
goes flying off into the distance.
I'm gonna have to pick up some javelins later.
All right, is that it?
Yep. And I
Okay,
keep my range.
Artemis. So
Okay,
you are
so-
scared. Let me mark that.
Right, I'm
Um,
scared. How about the bird? Like, do I have to control my bird, or does the bird just
Uh,
sort of keep?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Maybe you should make
that
the
is a good question.
birds
I guess
do
I
this
could make
in
the
saving
birds.
throws.
I guess the birds could make the saves. Yeah, I mean it's all creatures, right? Let me see what the thing says.
Oh shit! Then my move might have not happened.
Manticores. That is. Yeah, I guess that.
Idea being
that
being strapped.
really, I guess
to
they
a
should.
bird
Yeah.
that's not scared, but I am scared, does not make me feel better. But anyway,
Well, does our
Yeah,
rolls
no, you're
count
right.
for
Okay,
them?
so why
maybe?
doesn't everybody
Our-
make rolls again for the
Can our rolls
bird?
count for
You
them?
can.
Otherwise, we're
What
double.
was that?
Can our rolls count for them?
I feel like that would make
Um,
just like be the easiest thing.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Because
That
otherwise, we're
works for
double
me.
rolling
That
on
works for
everything.
you.
We have a very high chance of failing.
Yeah. I think that was
And
my
we'd have,
thought
like, the
originally. I
weird-
was like, I don't want to make you roll twice because then someone's going to be afraid.
Yeah.
Either you or the bird.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just say it works for both of them.
Okay.
You guys are cool.
So I can't I physically can't see the Manticore on the map.
Okay, so you could get up until you see him
Okay.
for sure. You could get up until he's in the weird.
Because. Right.
Because
Okay.
it's like once you see them, you
Uh,
can't. If they're in sight, you're actually not frightened if he's not in
Oh,
sight.
right.
So you can like move up,
That's right. Okay, there he is.
and then you
Okay,
become
there he is.
scared again.
Oh.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm still going to try Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
So that's a 7.
Yeah, that's not gonna.
Well, I'll burn a luck point here. for,
Okay.
really. Okay,
Oh.
so well, would 13 do it?
13 would not do it. No.
Okay, so never mind then. Oh,
Okay. All right.
It actually works really weird with disadvantage. I get I roll 3 dice and I get to take any of them regardless of what disadvantage or advantage.
Oh, okay.
But again, 13 won't. It doesn't matter. So, I guess I'm done.
All right. Then John, your turn.
Yes. Okay, let's see. The thing hasn't gone yet? That's right, we had a surprise.
Yeah, it took its turn and it scared everyone else, and then it ran a little bit away.
6.
But you were out of range.
I'm in range to shoot at it again. Like I said, gonna be my luck tonight.
Oh, yeah, that is
Let me
going
back
to
up again.
miss.
'Cause apparently everyone's afraid of the bird.
Okay, you back up a little bit. That is fine. All right, Sablin, your turn.
All right.
Someone told me to make another cocktail, so now I'm getting a little sleepy.
Let's see here. Should I throw my other javelins or
It
reel
wasn't
in
me.
I'm gonna go ahead and just take one of my remaining javelins and just try and hurl it. Can't get any closer to this guy, unfortunately. Oh, also, Josh, did you make a wisdom thing for trying to break off the fear at the end of the turn?
Oh yeah, that's
Is
right.
that-
Sorry.
Is that a?
Yeah, every turn you make it again. So, Artemis, why don't you make that wisdom save
Wisdom.
again?
Fail.
There we go. Up there we go. 20.
All right, yeah, that's you. At the end of your turn, kind of shrug it off,
Okay.
and your bird does as well. Your bird stops
Snap
trembling
out
beneath
of it,
you.
bird.
So yeah, Kyle, you are scared.
Alrighty, I'm gonna launch another javelin at him at disadvantage both from distance and from being frightened. Is that double
Okay.
disadvantage?
Yeah, it's just as one disadvantage. They don't
Yeah.
stack or anything.
That's what I figured. And yep.
11's gonna miss. Yeah. All right.
Alrighty. I'm gonna make that wisdom throw and see if I can break that. And nope.
Nope. You and your bird are still shivering.
And that hits my turn.
All right, Agony.
Um,
You are scared. I don't think you can see it right now, so you can move until you can see it.
I can see it right there. And I'll just shoot another firebolt.
Firebolt phew, goes wide.
I got
All
him,
right.
guys.
So those hippogriff people are gonna show up, and
Wisdom check.
they're gonna
They're
kill
gonna
this
laugh at
thing,
us.
because otherwise we're all dead.
So let's see. Who is scared right now? It is just
Still
Sablin
scared.
and Agony are the two. Okay. Let me just mark that. That's a scared looking. Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, scaredy cats.
All right. So yeah, you guys are scared. Everybody else is fine now. All right. So the manticore kind of looks back, and with its tail, it kind of whips around its tail and flings it at you 3 times, and spikes each time come flying off of it. And the first one is going to be at Palouse, and this is actually at your vultures.
Okay.
So
Shit.
your vultures have a little bit of like tattered leather armor on them. I believe their AC is 11. Yes, that is correct. Their AC is 11. So this is at your vultures.
We're all gonna die.
Well, I have a security blanket.
A winter blanket.
No,
So this is for
autumn,
Palouse.
maybe fall.
I believe 17 is more than 11.
Yep. Sablin and Agony. All
Haha.
right, so Agony it misses. This is for Palouse's vulture. 8.
Oh, he
And
takes that like a
Sablin's
champ.
Yeah.
The 7 to Sablin's vulture.
He's got like
Um,
600 health.
And your speed slows down by 10 feet next round for both of you. For your vultures. So their speed's going to be 50 feet next round. And then the vulture, and then the manticore
Stays where he
is going to move.
No.
And he can only move 50 feet, so he goes and moves forward. All right, Palouse.
Okay, 50.
Forward as in farther away from
Okay.
us?
I'm gonna dash.
Yes,
or attempt to dash.
he's like flying away and just kind of throwing spikes backwards as he's flying. He turned to roar at you, but besides that, he's booking him. Or she, I don't really know.
I'm not dashing.
All right. Again, again, your vulture tries to buck beneath you. So make another athletics check.
Oh, 2? It makes it buck? Oh, shit. Well,
Yeah,
I
yep.
have advantage, so 23.
23. Yeah, you're fine. All right. Move 50 feet.
2, 3, 4. Wait, how much is
10.
10? Yeah. I want to go back. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wow.
You can be in the front space of your vulture.
Yeah. I'm gonna attack with. I'm gonna recklessly attack because I can.
All right. Reckless attack.
I'm gonna use another javelin. No, a hand axe. I'm throwing my hand axe because I think. Wait, is 30? No, wait. Sorry, I'm using javelin. I lied. Don't look at that one. I'm using a javelin. The reason why
That's fine.
I thought the hand axe range was 30.
Yeah, no problem. That's fine. I'll allow it. That hits. So you throw the javelin.
Okay. 8 damage
All right.
plus my divine fury.
Oh, nice. All right, so that's 14 damage total. All right. Okay. Half. All right. Is that it?
Yep.
All right, Artemis, your turn. Are you there?
Oh, sorry. Ha,
No
got
problem.
myself muted. Okay. Get the manticore from here. Let's see. Oh, okay. He's already hexed, so I'm going to burn my last spell slot and do Scorching Ray. Is
All right. So you're shooting
Okay.
3
I think
bolts of.
I clicked it, but I'm lagging here.
Oh, no problem.
17.
That hits.
Okay, so
9 damage. Make sure.
let's see. That was Romano. This is Ray Charles.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay. 12.
12 damage. Okay. Again.
And last one.
15 just hits. Nice, all 3.
11.
All right, another 11. All right, yeah, with those 3 hits into the side of the manticore, it looks like it's kind of beaten up now. Shit,
You die. God damn it.
look rough.
Okay, and I still have a little bit of movement left with this. I will go here.
Okay. John, your turn.
Fly up to here. See how far away I am. I can shoot at it at disadvantage. I'm gonna move myself to the front of it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just because then I'm within 60 feet of that guy in case he goes plummeting towards his death.
That is smart.
And, well, yeah, let's shoot. 13 is a
13's
miss.
gonna miss.
I haven't beaten that number yet today!
Ah. All right. So yeah, you move forward and fire off another shot, unable to connect, getting frustrated. Sablin.
Apparently I can't figure out how to shoot while riding
You're
a bird.
Alright, I'm gonna try and edge closer until I get within to where I can see it.
The hunt is on.
And I just barely see it, so I can't not move any closer. And this might be my last loose javelin. I'm gonna go ahead and hurl that and just hope for the best.
Ooh.
Nice, that hits.
Oh, fantastic! Just barely.
Divine
15.
Smite that javelin!
8. All right.
Can I spot it for weapons?
I believe you can through a technicality that it is a melee weapon.
Did you allow this, Eric?
Through the.
Because
No, I think-
it's the weird wording on the spell
Yeah,
that
I'm
says
gonna
it
say-
has to
I'm
be a
gonna
melee
say
weapon
no.
attack.
I'm gonna say no, because it's a ranged attack with
Yeah, it's
a
not
melee
melee.
weapon.
Okay,
Is how I will rule that.
okay, that's fair. And before the end of my turn, I'm gonna.
Worth the shot.
Oh yeah. And before the end of my turn, I'm going to burn my inspiration to shake for the wisdom save.
Okay. Yeah. Do it.
Okay, I think I have it on the board now. And
Yeah. You just.
there we go.
Great.
I'm so used to using a trackpad.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
And
Nice.
Worth it.
20 will do it.
worth it.
You got it. Yeah. The fear is gone. As you shake it off. Take that token off.
Fantastic. And that ends my turn.
Okay. Agony. To you.
Try and move closer.
See, yeah, where John and Sablin is like where you can get to, because then you'll see it. Fear fills you as this manticore comes into sight.
Oh, good.
Like, I'm too drunk to die.
Never
Wait, did she
too
have advantage
drunk.
on fear because she's drunk?
I know
pretty
no
good.
fear.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna try and rate Frost. Oh shit.
All right, 20. No, 8.
Yeah.
You have disadvantage. Yeah, that's gonna miss. As you just
Another
are too scared to
wisdom.
concentrate.
Can we say the drunkenness gave her advantage?
No.
Damn it!
Maybe give you like a +2 or something. Not enough.
Hmm.
I'm not that nice. Okay, Manticore. So the Manticore, seeing Palouse get close, and
Fight me!
you're, how much damage did I say your vulture took?
I heard 0. That's what I heard.
Yeah. 0.
It's 8.
No.
It's 8.
8. Okay, I'm gonna mark it down on the token. 22. All right. So he's got 22 HP left. Your vulture does. The Manticore is going to. Shit. I'm gonna say, yeah, he's gonna fire. He's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna just shoot one at all 3 of those. Well, who's moved up? All right, so he's gonna shoot one at Palouse. That's gonna hit. Then one at John. That's gonna hit. And one at Sablin. All right, all 3 of them hit. So Palouse, your guy takes 6 damage, and you can change that on his token.
Oh,
And then, yeah, to like keep track.
sure.
Oh yeah, you guys can't see their health bars.
No, I
you?
can.
Yeah, we
I
can.
Oh, okay, good. Great.
I didn't
Okay.
know that though.
Then, what was the next one? John, your bird takes 11 damage, and Sablin, yours takes 6 as well.
How have we found the bird and the Feathertail Club hasn't?
Because those weird people are weird.
Yeah, did you guys call out when you found it? I assume
No.
you've been yelling or something.
We've been yelling at each other,
Yeah.
but
No,
no one
nobody
probably
did.
remembered what they told us to do.
I've been.
You're just
I've
having
been
a great
yelling.
time. All right, so
Hey,
that's
we're going manticore hunting, and we're gonna take a head back, and then we're just gonna wait for them all to return eventually.
so.
You know, we'll have third brunch and wait for their return.
We'll get back
How's
to
the
you.
Manticore
So
looking?
long.
I did hit him with that 8.
Yeah, no, he's looking
Pretty rough.
yeah, he's not looking great. He's looking maybe like about a third of his health.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
I was
Um,
joking. That's pretty good though.
Yeah, and then he is gonna move forward that much. All right, Palouse, your turn. You see now, actually. Actually, no, you don't see that. Never mind. You don't see shit.
I'm gonna try one more time to get that dash action in.
Okay, for the dash, animal handling.
Come on, baby. Good old 9.
Uh,
Damn it, I'm so bad with animals.
What's the DC? 13. Okay, you don't have to make.
Ultra hates you.
You don't have to make a bucking check, but
Uh,
you just go 50.
Keep
Or no, you
rising
go-
on him.
Yeah, you did get hit, so you go 50 feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
I
10.
have to show you some animal handling tricks later, darling.
I'm gonna just throw nothing. I don't even want to throw anything.
Jump onto
I
it.
don't even want it.
Well, if I throw another javelin, I'm not gonna have any javelins left.
At this point, Palouse, as you come into view, on the edge of the cliff, you see right ahead of you. There's a cave, like right on the edge of your vision, along the edge of the cliff. You see a cave
Interesting.
that's, yeah, probably maybe like 70, 80 feet away from you.
I'm gonna recklessly attack again,
Okay.
but I'm gonna throw a hand axe, which will be at disadvantage. Ooh, yeah. So it'll be a normal just throw.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, 22.
22 is
hits.
gonna hit.
Okay, that's 5 plus 8. 13 damage.
Okay. 13. Okay. Great. Is that your end of your turn?
Yeah, and I yell out that I see the cave, so.
Okay.
Guys, there's a cave over here!
You need a shave!
Who has beer?
I realize I can't even see them if I turn around. I
Oh,
turn
yeah,
around
yeah, you're
and
like, oh shit, are they following me?
Nobody fucking there.
Pretty good right about now.
Wave your arms.
All right, Artemis. Your turn.
Goes to me. Yeah. There we go. I can move 10 more feet. And right about now. Good God, where the hell is this thing? I'll try and have this bird dash.
Okay, great. Make an animal handling
You said.
check. Yep. Nice. Yeah, it zooms off, so you get another 60 feet.
Whisper. Let's see.
As you kick it, and it
Here.
seems to
There we
react
go.
positively and zoom forward. Picks up its pace.
I talk to it better than I talk to my own familiar, and then I'll. Terribly tonight.
Yep,
18
that
will
hits.
hit. And damage.
No problem.
Oh, come on.
Nice. 16. Oof. As you hit it, it like drops a couple feet in the air as you hit it, and then catches itself and keeps trudging along. It's bleeding, very beat up.
Okay.
All right,
That's it for me then.
Okay, John, your turn.
Standing. Okay.
Let's see, how far away is the Manticore? Let's see if I can get this thing to fly. Yay! Fly, birdie, fly!
Nice. Yep. So you get 120 feet total.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that's close enough that I can shoot it.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
So.
I'm going to use my inspiration to gain advantage. That
Okay.
way I'm also going to...
Sneak attack.
Yes.
Perfect.
Let's try and kill this thing.
All right. That's gonna hit.
Ooh.
14
All
damage.
right. How do you want to do this?
We did it!
Yay! I want to take out a wing so that it can be pristine. Then I'm gonna go cut off a head.
So you hit one of its wings with your bow, and it just gives out a cry and tumbles and hits into the ground.
And then I'm gonna use the rest of that remaining dash action that I didn't use to get up there, so I can throw a lance at it and make Artemis think that I killed it with the lance.
All right. So after you shoot, it starts to spin wildly, and you start chasing after it with your lance. We'll say that like out of initiative, in the next 6 seconds, you're chasing after its falling corpse, and you try and throw the lance at
Basically
its,
going, come here! I want to get evidence that I did this.
at its plummeting corpse. You try and throw the lance. So make a you have proficiency, correct? Because
With
it's
anything I want, basically.
but I am going to give you disadvantage just because of distance. Like,
Okay.
you know, I'll say that you can use it like a spear or something, but because of the distance, you're gonna have disadvantage. But go ahead.
I'm just gonna roll it as 2d20, and then we'll see which the better the 2 is. 7. And then
Alright,
what? Dex or strength?
It would be, well, I think thrown is always dex. Is that right?
It's always strength, unless
Oh, okay.
it's finesse.
So it'll be
I
strength.
really am hoping finesse, because otherwise that's a -1.
Yeah, no, a lance is
It's
not
not
finesse,
finesse.
so that's
A
gonna
lance is
be.
not
Hopefully
finesse.
gravity helps, because I got
Yeah.
a -1 with a +2 proficiency, so it's
You-
+1. 8.
Yeah, you throw the lance and it just like is going head over. Like it's just spinning in the air, and it like
It'll land next to it, it'll work.
yeah, it lands near the manticore as it hits the ground.
Does it get stuck in the ground, or is it like falling over?
No, it just like clatters.
Okay,
Scoots
now
off.
cut off a head.
All right.
I'm taking it very literal that they wanted a head.
And as it comes down towards the ground and it's like giving out this death cry, you hear another growl resound from the direction of what sounds like that cave.
Well, that's interesting.
Wonder if that guy has 2 rings.
Guess I'm gonna try and hide.
So what are you doing? It's you hear this roar coming from the cave. The body of the manticore has just hit the ground.
I'm gonna try and hide.
Under the
How are you
manticore.
doing that? Are you getting off of your vulture?
Wait, is the cave in the air or on the ground?
So the cave is about 60 feet up on the side of the cliff wall.
Oh, then I would just fly back to their group and go, "Hey guys, I don't think that was the only one. Something sounds angry in that hole in the wall."
You want some Cinnabons?
Yes, absolutely.
No.
Do you have any?
I would love some.
So what are you guys doing? The manticore just fell. You're hearing these growls.
We gotta go for the
Just
head.
for the record, I killed that thing, right, guys? I killed that thing.
You did indeed,
so-
darling.
Palouse, you said you're gonna
Yeah,
chop
I
off
say
the
we
head?
beat feet out of here.
Well, we need the head of the Manticore to prove that we killed
Yeah, I'm gonna try to chop off the head of the Manticore. That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
All right, yeah, go ahead. Roll the strength check with advantage because you're raging.
Okay.
Eye on that cave.
And I'm gonna actually try and maneuver like in front of the corpse, between the corpse and the cave.
Okay. All
Just
right.
like, you know, doing that.
Is it really
So yeah, you
dark
chop.
in the cave?
Yeah, it's pretty foggy. So yeah, you can't really see. There's no like light source in the cave, so it just kind of dims.
I'm gonna
into
throw
nothing.
a fireball in the cave.
All right, so you how close are you
Like,
guys getting to the
A
cave?
fireball?
A firebolt.
You got that?
Sorry.
Oh,
Fireball.
I don't
was about
have
to
a
say, I
fireball.
don't think you had fireball yet.
No.
How close are you guys getting to the cave?
I'm
Close
just
enough
standing,
to throw a firebolt. Maybe.
I'm saying near the
I'm
corpse
standing
wall.
farther away than the person throwing the firebolt.
Maybe like
I'm
100 feet.
I'm saying near the corpse where Palouse is working on the head.
Okay. Kyle, your
You
voice
shrink the
was
goddamn
really
manticore,
choppy.
we just take the corpse with us?
But I swear I heard something.
Palouse, you no problem chop the head off.
Okay, I put it on my back, sort of,
Alright, you like strap it haphazardly to your back, and
and then I get on my thing and I start
Mount back
flying off.
all right, as you do,
Let's go!
as you're doing this and wrapping yourself up, you see Agony drunkenly throw a fireball.
Ah,
Do you say anything as you shoot your fireball?
I can't see anything.
She throws a fireball for some light, and you see Agony, your fireball. Make an attack roll at disadvantage as your
Please,
fireball
God.
shoots in.
Good old
Yeah,
seven.
it just hits like it doesn't even make it into the cave. It hits the front of the cave. But everybody kind of looks over and sees her throw this fireball. From the darkness emerges two manticores
Oh shit.
side by side, stepping out, and they both lift off into the air and take off towards all of you.
I think now is when we start screaming.
I got him!
Fly!
They're all yours, Agony. We'll leave them to you.
So
We should have
am I
been-
like, where am I in the map? Look over here.
So you all take off and start flying away on your vultures.
I'd also like to
The-
cast Minor Illusion and make the loudest possible scream I can.
Okay.
I mean, I have thaumaturgy.
Hey, that works too.
What are you screaming, John?
I don't know. They just told me to scream.
So you just like yell out. Okay.
We got one. There's more.
All right. And you guys are booking it,
Believe so. Yes.
flying away.
Should we get into the cave so they don't have like air advantage over us?
I think we should get out of the fog.
So you can't really tell where out of the fog would be.
Up?
One direction, eventually you'll get out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
you
band.
could. You could try whatever you like. So, all right. So what are you all doing? The manticores are coming out of their cave.
I'm gonna just pay attention to Agony, make sure her thing doesn't get attacked, and just ride behind her with the manticore head on my back.
We could also just land and try and kill these things on the ground. That would be a possibility.
If they would land. They'd
If we
probably-
get into the cave,
I'm keeping low to the ground.
Kid, try and get the fuck out of here. We got our head. We don't need to kill these manticores. Why don't we lead them? Climb, get out. Fuck it.
Okay.
What?
Um,
Okay.
So you guys are just gonna start booking it?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, easy enough. Your vultures are faster, and once they're running away from these manticores, you don't need to make animal handling checks because they are like booking it from these manticores that are chasing them, and easy enough. You guys fly away and slowly escape. But before you do, each of you gets a tail spike shot at your bird. So I'm just gonna go left to right. So Sablin hits, John hits, Palouse hits, Agony hits. All right, all of them hit your guys.
Jesus.
I think the only one that's really in danger is Palouse, maybe Sablin. Okay, so this is Sablin. That's 10 damage. You're fine. Okay.
So as long as it's not.
8 damage to you, Palouse.
Oh, perfect. I'm fine.
Or I'm sorry, that was John. John's 8 damage. Palouse, yours
Oh.
is 6 damage.
Oh, even better.
Agony 10 and 8 for Artemis. So yeah, you're all fine. Your birds take one more hit as you all as they start to chase, but then soon you're out of their range and off into the distance. And you're running through this fog and through this fog. Eventually you escape and you come out and you burst out of the fog near the Feathergale Spire. You're about maybe halfway through the valley as you look behind you and you see just this wall of fog. And you keep flying. You look behind you and seemingly no manticores on your tail. They seem to have lost you in the
So back
fog.
to the spire.
Yeah, just go straight to the spire.
All right.
I swear, if these assholes
back to
just
the spire.
initiated us into some crazy shit doing this shit, I'm gonna be pissed off. I want to find out this ring better do something cool.
All right. So you go back and you make it back. I don't like this song. Never mind. Give me this shit out of here.
Get the shit out of here. You're the Fishman song.
So you guys make it back to Feathergale Spire, and you land. You come into the stables, and the attendant there kind of helps you
Pictures.
dismount. Goes, oh, and he sees the manticore head, and he goes, oh, so you guys brought home the prize, huh?
I
Thorold-
killed that fucking beast, and you didn't tell me there was more than one of them.
Do you have more drinks?
The cave
Uh,
is south of here, and it's real foggy.
Yeah.
Are you
Well,
You
one at a
don't
time,
need
gonna
one
be
at a
using
time.
this head for anything?
We okay, the head. You just hold on to that. Thurl's gonna give you a prize.
I'm kind of hungry.
Okay, there's I
I'm
think
thirsty.
leftovers from second brunch. They might even be
Might
preparing
want to eat it.
lunch now.
One.
But
Did we miss third brunch?
Head.
third brunch. That's only on the weekends, friend.
Oh, I've
It's a
heard that's when the
nut
most
Saturday.
amazing omelet bar is.
Well, he'll have to come back. But
Well, if you just, expand my invitation, maybe I just won't leave.
you said you saw more than one of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
were I think 2 others. They were chasing after us. They thought we were food or something. They weren't happy.
Definitely.
I think we killed the one that is right there.
Oh Lord!
Which I totally killed that one.
I didn't know. You better tell Thurl that. He'll want to know.
Yeah, where is that
I
guy?
only ever seen
Where's
one
my
at a time.
ring?
He was out. He hasn't come back yet.
Hey,
I haven't
my
seen,
ring.
Why don't you guys just go up? You could hang out upstairs. Wait for him to return.
Do you
I'll
have some
point him in
kind of
your
way to
direction.
Signal him.
I'll stumble.
What do I
he'll
do
be-
with this thing?
I'll get a message to him. I know someone who can get a message to him. No problem.
Okay.
I kind of just shoved the head into his hands.
I take the head and I go.
Oh.
I'll deal
Whoever
with
we're
that.
talking
I'll
to.
deal with that. And I take the head and I put it in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Is it a big head? How big is this thing?
It's pretty big, but the bag of holding's pretty flexible.
I don't have the bag of holding.
I have it. Just put the.
I'll just walk up
bloody-
next to Agony while she's not paying attention and stick it in the bag of holding.
It's okay. I'm like
Oh, that's not
laying
gonna be
down.
hard to do.
I'm
Yeah,
like laying
Agony
down
kinda
on the
looks
stairs.
over.
Like,
Yeah, you see him shoving the head into the bag.
And then I just go, "Don't worry about it," and I just keep going.
all right.
alright, guys.
So yeah, so you all head upstairs and you go. You're shown into just on the story above. There is a nice little garden with big open windows, so you can see out into the open area. You watch and you look out and you see. Pretty soon, you see all the Feathergale Knights emerge from the fog and fly. You watch them as they fly in. There are servants who come and are like feeding you hors d'oeuvres, and they have more booze and like mimosas and shit, and all kinds of
I have
shit.
a total Caligula moment where I'm laid out across the couch and I'm having them feed me one grape at a time off the vine.
I'll make a persuasion check.
I swear to God, he is never gonna let this die.
Yeah, when you request, they just like give you a vine of grapes and say, "You can eat these yourself. You're a grown ass man."
That's not the. Come on, I've seen the people you work with. That's not the weirdest thing you've ever been asked for.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take
but
2
How much are you gonna
drinks
pay me for it?
in my hands.
Hey, you! I killed the Manticore.
I already
Yeah,
did it with
well,
the Lance.
You'll get a prize, and they keep
I take
on
one
with their business.
of them from her one at a time, dear.
No, take it back. I can do what I want. I'm a grown woman.
I try and get between them and do it. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. We can all have drinks.
Yes.
I
now
sneak
two at a
around
time.
and I go and I hand her another glass and go, "It's okay."
Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. I'm just taking a sip from one.
Right, so-
Now you have two. Now you have 2 drinks.
I have 3
I tried
drinks.
to take a drink back. Sharing is good.
So as you're all,
I
go ahead.
put my hand on Artemis's shoulder and I say, "It's fine. She does this."
I put my hand on Pelu's shoulder and hand him another drink.
Mhm.
Hey, let's all have.
I
a good
don't
time.
drink. I don't drink, so I put it down.
I hand it to
I can
Artemis
tell.
instead.
I wouldn't care if there weren't fancy people involved here.
I'm just like chugging down a drink.
Yeah, so you guys are all putting down some more. At this point, Agony's kind of you had all kind of sobered up a little bit, but then because you were all a little bit tipsy, Agony was just the drunkest, except for Palouse. He's fine.
I wasn't.
Now you're all kind of getting the buzz going again as you sit and wait, and you see as they come out of the clouds and they're coming on their way, and you're just watching them, and as it takes them a while. It's a big valley, and you see them coming slowly closer and closer. And let's take a quick break. I'm gonna go use the restroom. Let's come back at 50. At whatever 50. For me, it's 9:50. In 7 minutes.
Okey-dokey.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
What's up? Another drink?
Okay. Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
We did it. We're warriors. We've triumphed.
We slew the terrible Manticore.
I just want to find out what this ring does. I killed the Manticore.
There's 2 more. You
That's
get 2 more rings.
I can't seem to recall how to update my token image. So I have my character sheet, my journal image updated, but it doesn't seem to be translating token. Anyone know why that would be? Or...
What now?
I got a new image for my token, but it doesn't seem to be updated.
It's
Yeah,
because he has
it's
to
not
remove
updating.
the old one.
Okay.
So basically, he has to remove the old one, and then you drag and drop the new one, and then he relinks it with stats.
Oh,
Yeah, I can
okay.
do that. I can do that right
Cool.
now. That's pretty easy.
I wonder why it
Thank
doesn't
you.
just update it.
Because you
token
physically
and-
link the token to the image.
Oh.
Yeah, like the token and the image are 2 different things
There's a difference.
from the
Hmm.
DM perspective. Yeah. So
It's annoying because I might or might not update mine all the time.
yeah, are yours? Let me know if yours are different, and I will.
Mine's different.
I'm
Yours is-
waiting for my character art
Mine's different.
from a certain artist.
Trust me.
They're just like,
It's different. Might not know.
are you sure?
It's different.
Where did
Yeah.
Artemis go?
It's the full nude one she drew the other day.
He was like, Artemis was like, fuck. He actually messaged me. He was like, you know what? These guys, they don't have their shit together. I'm leaving the campaign. And he just bounced.
I knew it was
So,
coming. I knew this was coming.
yeah, it was a matter of time. He was getting pretty fed up.
What the shit?
Hey,
Makes sense.
he became the ghost in the end.
Oh man. Hey, it's he's
The ghost in our hearts.
All right. Okay.
What
Take a
actually
look at
happened?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just disconnected or what?
He's still on the
don't
Google
know,
call,
yeah.
but he's muted.
I'm sure he'll be back soon. Sable, you do not have dark vision. That's right. Okay.
Unfortunately,
Upper new
which is-
token. Yeah.
I feel like dark vision is
Uh,
more common than normal vision.
Yeah.
Anyone else hear that?
Is this on the floor?
Kyle, your voice is pretty choppy. I wonder maybe if you leave the Google chat and join again.
I'll try that.
Let me I'll repost the link so that you can find it easy. If I can figure out how the hell to do that. Shit. Oh yeah,
On
Josh is.
Discord.
Oh yeah, it is there. He'll find it. Fuck it.
Unless those invites are only temporary.
I don't think so. I
Oh.
think like as long as the call's going on, you should be able to come back in.
Hello, how do I sound?
Nice, that's
Good.
way better. That fixed it.
Okay, good.
Oh, Josh said he's having
Tech problems.
tech problems.
I hear that. Gonna be
That's too bad.
having a technician coming out tomorrow morning. Looking forward to that. Oh.
Josh,
Man,
have you
I
tried
don't really
turning
have
it off
problems with my
back on
computer.
again?
Yeah, I've had like my internet's always been really bad, and then it went down for a couple days, and then the internet company came out and fixed it. It was like the whole neighborhood, and then they came and fixed it, and it's been like great since. It's been better than it ever was. So
Depending on the type of internet you have, it can make a big deal. Because
Yeah.
different ones, if the
All right,
cables are
Sablin.
messed up somewhere down the line, if there's one bad cable with certain types of internet, it'll fuck up the entire area around it.
interesting.
For some reason, whenever the weather dips real low over here, my internet just goes to complete crap.
Do you have satellite internet?
I don't, which is the weirdest thing. Like, it's just cable internet, and for some reason, cold weather makes it just poop itself.
I used to have satellite internet, and I played League of Legends with it. It was great.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ.
Being the guy who played on a full 6-second lag and still having the most kills on your team.
Rating the
You
WoW
played it?
veteran was fun.
I used to. I had 3,000 wins when I gave up.
Used to how many seasons ago?
Billy Big Mouth Bass came out when I gave up. Officially.
That could be anybody.
Tom Kench.
Oh, Tom Kench. It took me a second.
That was the last character
That's a
I
long time
officially
ago.
looked at.
I don't even know what season that was.
That was a while ago.
I played from beta up until that point. Well, alpha actually.
Yeah.
Is there actually a character named Billy Big Mouth Big Mouth
That's
Bass?
just what I call
No.
Tom Kench.
It's Tom Kench.
What?
No.
I've never gotten into League, so closest thing to that was when I got into Heroes of the Storm because I'm a big Blizzard shell.
I have Heroes of the Storm. I still play that from time to time.
I haven't played it in like a couple of years, but when it first came out, I was all about that.
I don't know. I've been on Destiny 2 kick for the last week and a half.
Oh, nice.
All
They
right,
put it on
so
sale last weekend, so it's been fun.
I got you all. I got your token all fixed.
Yeah, thank you. That's great.
God damn, this dice rolled a nat 1 a lot.
Hey, he looks so beautiful.
Oh, I wonder why.
Soon. Hashtag soon.
Oh, we're all gonna match. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we can move forward without Josh for now. Well, what time is it? Yeah, let's continue, and hopefully he'll get his stuff working soon. All right, so you're all updated. Where are we? We're in the Feathergale Spire. You were watching Thurl as he was approaching with his Feathergale Knights. As they approach the spire, you're watching them through the windows. Well, maybe you're not. Maybe you're just sitting down and eating grapes and getting drunk. But you're aware that he is approaching, and before long, he comes bursting in to the room that you're all standing in. It's kind of a nice little garden lounge.
As soon as he does, I go over to Agony and I pull out the Manticore head out of the bag of holding.
Oh, when did that get
Yeah,
there?
he comes in. He's kind of like scanning the room, and sees you pull out the head, and a big grin spreads across his face. And he goes, "Huzzah!" And all of the Feathergale Knights around him go, "Huzzah!" And
Hoorah!
They
So I
come there-
killed it, and then there
There's
were two more.
Yeah, save your
Or-
results for later.
Yeah, there was a cave in the wall, and then, 2 more came out of it, and we ran away. But I killed it!
Oh no. Well, you did what I asked. It was you. You
Yes, I
slayed the
killed it.
beast. Well, I'm a man of my word. Have this reward, and he puts the ring drops it in your hand. Says this should protect you when you need it most. So thank you so much for helping me here and assisting. Why don't we? I think it's. I mean, I don't know about you, but I worked up an appetite with my manticore hunting, and all the
yeah.
Feathergale Knights start going. Oh yeah, me too. Oh, real hungry. Yep, me too. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Now here's my question. Are you going to go hunt those other 2?
Well, I mean,
Not till after third
I
brunch.
can
isn't
wait
that
till
right?
after lunch, right?
That's
I mean,
fine. No, I was just checking if, there's plans to go and get those as well.
Well,
Or is this one of those, we did our job for the day and we're done for the day now?
yeah, I think we all had a nice a nice hunt, and I'm happy to. Maybe we'll see how we feel after lunch. I don't know. These guys. What do you think, guys? They go. You hear grumbles amongst his knights, like, "Oh God, I don't know. Twice in one day. Oh geez." And
Hopefully,
We did
only
all
a
the work.
truly virile man can handle twice in one day.
They say, yeah, let's have some lunch and we can recount our adventures.
Well, there was this one time I met this little creepy girl, and she gave me a bag, and it summons weird furry things. You know, she said she's
Oh, by
gonna
the way,
come
where
and
are
be my
those weird
friend
furry
again. We're gonna play jump rope and braid each other's hairs, tell some ghost stories. It's gonna be a great time. You want to join us?
Braiding?
No thanks. Just lunch.
Susan, she was a
and,
great little
he
girl.
Starts walking up the stairs.
From the windows, can we see how our horses are doing, or how
Uh-huh.
John's
I
animals
know.
are doing?
They're kind of like over a hill. You could go check on them though, if you want. I mean, it's probably just a few minutes to walk out of the spire and go find them.
Yeah, I'll do that. Just make sure that I haven't been eaten by the manticores that potentially followed us or anything.
Okay. Is anybody else going with them?
I'm staying with Agony wherever
Sable
she
and-
goes.
I'm braiding Palusa's hair at the mention of the word braiding. Or
Okay,
fur.
so yeah, Agony and Palouse are just heading up to
I'm
lunch.
going with them, trying to convince Agony to let me try and have some fun braiding his hair as well.
Oh, of course, darling.
So we'll say Artemis agrees to go with you, and
Okay,
That's the wrong link.
It is? No.
so yeah, so you and Artemis
That's the wrong link.
head out to go check on the horses, and yeah, you just take a few minutes and you see. Why don't you roll me a d20?
Sure.
That's the same link.
You want
I
to roll
know,
low.
but I copied it directly.
All right, roll me a 1d4.
Okay. Oh no.
All right, so there was the elk also was tied up out here, and
It worked.
because I'm realizing that he couldn't have made it, he must have been tied up over here. So you had 5 horses and an elk,
And a giant badger
You
and
now
a
have-
boar.
and a giant badger and a boar. You now have 4 horses
Fuck.
and a giant badger and a
no.
boar.
Which horse is missing?
And a chicken.
We got hungry.
Yeah, it seems there's blood. You see blood around, and yeah, it's very clear that like some predator came and snatched up a few of these creatures.
Is my beautiful chestnut brown horse Midnight still there?
Yeah, whose horse got aft?
Let's see how many. So we had 5. Let's. Why don't you roll a 1d6 and re-roll if it's a 6. We're gonna go left to right for all the.
Why not just roll a d5?
Sorry, D5.
Oh yeah, I guess you can do that. We're on the computer. We can do whatever the
RNGs.
fuck we want. Yeah, do 1d5.
Believe me, I have a guy who rolls D101
John.
for a wild magic.
John, your horse. You don't know this because you're trying to mess with Agony, but
I'm not
Sable
messing with Agony. I'm messing with Palus.
We're braiding his
And,
hair.
Exactly.
What'd I do?
So Josh, are you back in the voice chat?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, great. So you went off
Whatever.
with
Everyone just roll randomly.
you went off with Sablin. Yeah,
Okay.
you don't need to roll more d5s. You went off with Sablin, and you guys were just checking on the horses while everybody
Okay.
ran up to brunch. You just like stepped outside real quick,
Love.
checked on the horses. It seems that John's horse is gone. Has been there's like blood
Those
remains
bastards.
of a struggle,
Killed Kenny.
and his horse is gone,
I
and
suspiciously
the
eye all the horses to make sure none of them had blood on them. Make sure they didn't eat the other horse.
Do we have a cannibal horse on our hands?
You
About
cephalus?
to
No,
find
I
out.
guess not.
I am casting speak.
Is
with
one of them a
animals on
nightmare in
myself,
disguise?
Okay, you cast Speak with Animals.
And I go
And,
up to Midnight, my beautiful chestnut horse, and I go, "My beautiful baby boy, what happened?" Who
So
did this?"
immediately, when you came,
I like grab Sable and I pull him aside. What are you doing?
so when you
I'm sorry.
And
Continue.
I-
Well, first things first, when Salem walks up to the horse, all you hear is, nay, 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 nay.
yeah, so when you walked up to these horses to begin with, they were all already like freaking out. Like, you know what horses when they're like trying to kind of get off of their tie, and they were all like stamping around and trying to break free from their ropes. And the second you cast Speak with Animals, you just hear them all saying, "Oh shit, shit, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, we gotta get out of here, oh shit." And then you approach your horse, and you what did you say to the horse?
My beautiful baby boy,
Game
what
over,
happened? What happened here?
He's
Who
just
did
going, "Oh
this to
shit,
you?"
oh god, this giant
They got
bird thing."
Markowski.
God, now this asshole's coming.
He just says, giant bird with big claws."
Man face or no man face? Scorpion tails? Nay, nay.
Nope.
Bad noises.
I just grab the bridge of my nose. I'm just sort of shaking it.
Either way, I'm untying all the horses and all animals, and I'm leading them back to the tower.
I could be in
They're
Luskin
coming in whether they like it or
making a
not.
fortune gambling, and
Alright,
instead
make
I'm
a-
out here listening to a grown man neigh at horses.
Make an animal handling check,
Dragon.
Sabelin.
Alright.
Dragon man.
Yeah, all right, you calm them down
What
enough,
choices did I do?
and they all eventually come to order and come back with you.
Alright, I'm just stroking Midnight's hair, just neighing softly into his ear. As I just lead all of our animals.
I'm not neighing, but
Okay.
I'm actually I'm helping him. I think Artemis might actually be decent with horses, just from his
Okay.
background. So I'll just be leading him along. Plus, I've got like a 2 in it, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, great. Yeah, you guys are team effort. You're taming. So we'll say he had advantage on that and rolled the 15. So yeah, even better. They're a little bit more calm, and you're only a few minutes away from the spire. Like you didn't take them too far when you tied them up to the trees. So quickly enough you get back, but still it's the same problem where the drawbridge is down. You like could fit them through the doors, but there's no room inside. It's just like a small little entryway.
They get through the doorway at all, or is it just like a being cramped in there kind of issue?
They're like big double doors. It could get in no problem, but like one horse would take up pretty much the whole space. There's 2 guards standing in there.
I'll ask one of the guards if they have any like recommendations for what we could do with these guys.
Shit, I don't know. We fly
Yeah, I
flying
guess so.
things. We couldn't even get this into our stable. It's
Where
like,
are the stables? Are the stables higher up?
Oh well, hang on.
the
Do you have anything
stables
that
are
might
below.
like? Do you have anything that might like keep? Oh wait, a minute, there are stables.
Yeah, there's stables below, but they're like this is where you took off, where the vultures stay. And
Oh, okay. So they're like bird stables.
but they're like still like 30, like the gates are still like 30 feet off the ground, and you couldn't get the horses down the staircase to get down there.
Right.
So it's
do
really
they have
only
any like
flying
recommendations
animals.
on how to like keep birds away? Do they have any like any sort of spell
Scarecrow?
scrolls or anything like that? Thanks.
I don't know.
It
I
took
mean,
a
that's what
goddamn
people do,
horse.
right? I don't know. That's
Yeah,
the only
when they're
thing I know. to
Dealing with
scare.
normal fucking birds.
Keep the
We're gonna
birds
hold
away.
Burning Man out here? God damn it!
Program delusion. Use it as a makeshift scarecrow.
Hey man, I just watched the door.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm sorry. Sorry. Are you doing your best? Here. It's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna hang
do you
out
have any spell
outside
scrolls?
of the gate with the horses to watch them.
Okay. Great. He says, I don't have any spell scrolls. Who do you think I am?
Not
I'm a
you,
fucking
but like
doorman.
here. Not you, jackass, in the tower.
Oh, I don't know. You
I
could
know
ask
you
Thurl.
don't have spell scrolls. Ugh, fine. Sablin, watch the horses. I'll go talk to Thurl.
Tell him that a grave injustice has been done.
Yeah, okay.
So in the meantime, Thurl brought all of you up. The rest brought Agni and Palouse and John upstairs with the rest of the Feathergale Knights, and they like just very quickly set up the exact same tables and chairs up on the roof of the spire and
What the fuck? The
have
party just
another
never stops
fancy ass
here?
meal.
Jesus. Okay, I love these people. It's gonna suck
Another
if we
meal.
have to kill
Everyone's getting drunk again, having a great time. What? Everybody's like complimenting each other, even though they didn't do anything. They just
I'm gonna nudge on the fire. I'm gonna.
them. It's like every Hollywood talk show.
yeah.
I'm gonna work my way
Yeah,
up
you
and
were
nudge my
great
way
out
up to
there.
Thurl, so I can ask him what this ring does.
Oh, it's have you ever heard of the spell shield?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can cast that every once in a while.
Cool.
You have
Don't
to
like it.
I think you have to attune to it. I have a thing for it. Let me show you. But yeah, it helps me out in battles, but you know, I got another one.
Cool. I see how having two would be useful.
Yeah, I love magic stuff.
Do you have
Now,
any other interesting magic?
Are these like a regular prize you give out for killing manticores? Like if we go out and kill 5 more, do you have 5 more rings?
No.
Do they give tickets and we cash them in for like the giant teddy bear?
You know, we've been hunting that manticore for a while. I mean, we thought we were just hunting one. It must have been, I don't know if we were hunting.
Oh,
must have
I
been
know.
one at
Believe
a
me, I
time.
get it. One manticore looks like every other manticore. I know.
Yeah, you know how it is.
That's racist.
So there's the Ring of Shield. You can do it once per long rest. You can cast shield with
I
this
think I'm
ring.
gonna offer it up to our friend Mr. Palus for himself.
Do I have to have magical
You do not need to
spellcasting
attune to
abilities?
it. You do not need to be able to spell cast.
But
You're the one who
rage,
tends to get
rage
hit,
has some
bro.
interesting stuff with spells.
No, like that. You can still use abilities.
Mm-hmm. It's
'Cause
a
that's
reaction.
an ability. It's an item effect, not an actual spell.
Okay.
Yeah, like you're not like it doesn't get channeled through your body at all. You know,
Okay.
it's just the ring that you like activate.
You sure Sablin doesn't need this?
I'll let it decide between the two of you. Because I don't. My plan is to not get hit, and so far I've been doing that very well.
How many rings do you wear at a time?
Well, you have
10?
seven fingers.
I'm usually not the one on the floor. It's usually Sablin.
Yeah, you can wear
Oh.
a few rings for sure.
Okay.
You can wear
okay.
this with your ring of concentration.
Yeah, I'd be happy to take it unless you want more.
You can wear technically as many rings as you have attunement slots. Fucking toe rings, man.
Yeah, and you could like people wear like 2 rings on the same finger. You could get crazy if you really wanted to.
Put on my nose.
Yeah, up your nose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's gonna go to Sablin then. Great. I'll put it
Thank
in the
you.
little folder.
They say they have
Um,
another one if we want to try and figure out a way to get that one as well.
Just from the top of the tower. Sablin, catch!
Ooh, I'm down for rolling to catch it. I'm down for doing that.
All right, so yeah, you throw it up the table.
My fat mouth.
First, just roll a perception check to see if you even notice this ring or hear the
This is how-
distant
this is how
voice
random
of
the world
Artemis.
is.
Oh my
Nope.
God.
Yeah, you're just sitting there. You don't even notice as the ring
Talking.
comes flying and lands in the dirt beyond.
Talking to the horses.
I don't think I would have dropped it out there, but
Yeah. Could I just like send the bird down there with it?
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. John was the one who had the ring. Artemis suggests he throws it, but yeah, John, you don't have to throw it.
I don't like throwing shiny magic things into the random abyss.
All right. So yeah, so John's holding on to it. We'll say yeah, the bird can bring it down.
Doesn't matter. As soon as he gives it to
Or
me,
just-
he'll figure it out.
Great.
You said I think it required attunement. You said.
Yeah, so he has the ring, and it does not require attunement. I was wrong.
Okay.
Beautiful.
It does not. So you're all good. Then. So yeah, so you're all just sitting and chatting. Thurl kind of starts warming up to you, and is very appreciative of what you did. He starts to talk and he says, I got to level with you guys. Well, I wasn't honest before, and you've earned my trust. And I just don't want you to have a bad taste in your mouth if you found out I was lying to you. I do know where that lightning comes from that you saw the other night.
Oh.
There's a blue dragon that lives underneath the plateau in the center of the valley. And she hunts at night, and that's why you saw that lightning coming from the ground. But not to worry, not to worry. And he kind of boldens up and puffs out his chest a bit. Remember, this guy has a very big, very hairy chest, and he says, I actually tamed this dragon, you could say, and we are on wonderful terms with her, so you do not need to worry about any puny dragon in my valley.
Insight on that ship.
Yeah, go ahead. He seems very confident in what
I want to ask what the dragon's name is.
I'm an insight too.
Yeah, go ahead. So he says Yindith. Its name is Yindith. She's a blue dragon.
Is she
Shoots
just a
lightning out of her
wonderful
mouth.
woman?
Death.
What was that?
Is she a wonderful
What are you
woman?
in the
Well,
market for a girlfriend?
I'm
Dragons are-
all for strange loves. It's okay.
Well, dragons are very wise, and I'm very wise, so there was immediately a mutual respect between us. That
I get it. That large, blue, scaly body, the ability to shoot lightning out of her mouth. I could see why you're attracted to her.
I'm just like, rubbing my hands on his hairy chest. You do seem very wise, Adele.
Oh yes. I mean, she's a dragon. She doesn't love us, but she tolerates us. And yeah, she keeps to herself usually, and is a bit of a night hawk. So
What do you know of dragons?
I mean, I know they're pretty smart. Yindith is very smart. I know that they breathe powers out of their mouths.
Well, we all breathe.
Well,
But
they're
not lightning.
yeah, she shoots lightning out of her mouth. I've heard of dragons that shoot fire out of their mouth.
Actually,
even
with the
acid.
spell from Xanathars, everyone can shoot lightning out of their breath.
Well, yeah, either way.
And then I gotta say, that is the most amazing spell I've ever seen.
So, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. I wanted to tell you about her, because if you're spending time in the Somber Hills, you might see her flying around, and I didn't want you to see her around here and thought that I was lying to you for no good reason. I just, we protect things in the air, and adventurers have a reputation for killing dragons. So
Don't target the dragon.
She won't try and kill us then if we're friends with you and part of your organization?
Yeah, as long as you don't go out at night around here.
That'll work.
She'll leave you alone.
Although
What time is it right now?
It's I guess it's the afternoon. It was like 1 o'clock when you had your second brunch. So it's been a few hours since then. So I guess the sun is waning in the sky. It's starting to drop
You know,
low. but it's-
lunch being served at 7 p.m.
So,
No, it's
so,
like I mean, it's like 3 or 4.
so you say don't go out at night. Now, listen, we got all these horses hitched out up outside. Do you guys have anything any place or any thing that we could do to like protect them, like spell scrolls, something?
I mean, I think I'm trying to remember what spells I know and what spells my friends know.
Like a magic circle or
There's
anything?
this one that
I know-
makes a dome. That would probably work.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Uh,
that can help.
Maybe we should leave for.
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
protect the horses
yeah,
ourselves.
character, I can't remember the name of it.
I've
It's like a second level spell that most wizards have.
Mm.
yeah, I can maybe cast.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, we don't. I know the leader, I know people who cast invisibility. We might have some invisibility scrolls around, but
Oh,
That
it's
would only
third
do
level.
one
Demon's
horse.
tiny hut.
those are pretty expensive. you
Yeah.
know. I don't think it's worth it. Honestly, you should just get some flying mounts like a real man.
Well,
Hey,
I don't.
you got any to spare?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, okay, well,
How about you help us get some?
Listen, okay. How about this? I've been thinking since the last few minutes, and you really proved yourselves to me. How would you feel about becoming honorary members of the Feathergale Society? Promoting justice throughout the lands? Seems like I understand that you're a mobile bunch and have other business to attend to, but you could, just help us out here and there when we need something done.
I'd love to.
Throughout
I'd
the
also
Silver
love
Hills?
to, spread the word. Do you guys have pamphlets I could hand out?
Yeah, we're not really a pamphlet kind of group.
Okay.
We
Well, hey, everyone can use some missionaries.
we're not really looking, to be honest, for new members. You guys are really the exception. You've proven yourselves. I feel like we could both benefit from cooperation. We
I don't
have
have a problem with it.
resources. You have skills.
I don't have
I
a
love
problem with
this
it.
idea.
I look over at Pellucid Agony. Huh?
I don't trust anyone.
I could say we could be close acquaintances.
Well,
Does that mean we get to hit Griffin?
I don't think they're gonna give
Oh,
us.
I know,
no.
John.
you'll really have to earn that.
But
Uh,
I just want a Griffin.
What griffins are pretty wild. Those are hard to tame. What I do have something I could use help with. I suppose I have another lie to atone for.
Mm-hmm.
You spoke of this delegation from Mirabar.
Mhm.
I do know of it.
Mhm.
My knights were heard of their travels and went to check on them, make sure they were flying okay, or traveling okay, I mean. Sorry, I just think everyone flies. I forget that people walk. What fools. Anyway, we sent some of our knights to go check, and they did not. They were attacked. The party had been attacked. Our knights were able to track down the assailants, and you may be very interested in this. They were of a cult that worshipped the earth, that worshipped stone,
Uh-huh.
Them again.
very much like this cult you mentioned to me from Red Larch.
Those
I
motherfuckers.
spit a bunch of food out of my mouth in surprise.
I want to do an insight check real quick.
Yeah.
23.
On me?
Yeah, he's telling the truth. He's you can tell he's kind of ashamed that he had lied before. But he says, I didn't know who you were before, and we don't just give out our information of our going-ons to any strangers that walk up to the door. You must understand.
How do you know it was part of an earth cult?
Well, they used earth magic.
Oh, so you saw it happening?
Yeah, there was a battle, and which brings me to the quest I have for you all, which is that a few of my soldiers were captured by this cult, and I want you to infiltrate their headquarters and rescue those prisoners.
Sounds doable. Where is said headquarters?
It's just if you keep traveling along the path, the Larch Path, I believe it's called. Sorry, I'm bringing up this other map.
Would this be the same place where they saw a delegation being attacked?
No, the delegation. They saw that it was near the river, just past the river, just near the Vale of the Dancing Waters, if you know where that is.
Okay.
Just north of that is where they saw this. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I'm sorry. The ambush was on the road that goes from Belliard, the Deserin Road, was where they found the ambush. The delegation was traveling from Belliard to Summit Hall, where they must have been ambushed. Our soldiers caught up with them around the river after they had just crossed, and that's where the battle ensued. The monastery is just north of that. It's right where the Larch Path branches off towards the Vale of the Dancing Waters, and it's just right northwest
somewhere
of that.
Here?
No, right here.
Oh, okay.
And actually,
okay.
Let me just show you that on your map now that he's explained it to you.
Here, let me update your map.
Yeah, exactly. Okie doke. So he gives you directions to the Sacred Stone Monastery, and he says you'll find it's between. There's all these cliffs around, and you'll find a path amongst the cliffs. You follow the path that just kind of goes through in between this large crevice, and that'll open up into this like amphitheater. It's like a stone amphitheater, and within that amphitheater, you'll find the monastery.
Okay.
And so if you go as honorary members, provide this task for me. We'll say 50 gold pieces in it for each.
Not a problem.
We
Sounds
pay
good.
well here at the Feathergale Society, if somebody does us a solid.
Yeah, true. I mean, but then again, it sounds really dangerous. Maybe a little bit more persuasion.
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
You said 50
Ugh.
gold pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah, 12.
He goes, okay, how about 60 gold? 60 gold apiece.
Sounds fair.
Indeed.
I understand it is a long way to go. It's a long travel, and you are down one horse. But you'll make do.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, if you'd like, you're welcome to spend the rest of the day here and head out in the morning, or head out after lunch. Whatever works best for you. It's not necessarily a big rush.
I'd say we hang out here for the night, and then we head out in the morning, if nothing else.
I like that idea. I just worry about the horses. I just sort of walk over to the edge and look down at them. wave at
You can
Sable.
always sleep outside with them.
Say
How's
when you
it
see
going?
Artemis.
Actually, and I start rubbing my chin. Yeah, maybe that's not a terrible idea.
Thurl, nobody here can cast Liamon's tiny hut.
No, not me. I don't know. It's not really our specialty. We like. I got a little magic up my sleeve, but it's more, of the air variety.
I'll turn on my heel, John. I think don't worry about it. I think it'll be okay.
So, yeah, great. At that point, Sevra Bellabranta comes from the hatch, leading up to the roof. She pops out of the hatch and scurries over to Thurl and whispers in his ear. She whispers for a little while, and you see his eyes kind of perk up, and he comes to attention and sits up a little straighter. And he says,
Trouble?
"Oh yes, Arisi this evening, you say? Okay, very good, very good. Okay, well, we should have some good news for her then, huh? A manticore dead? Yes, a troop of mighty heroes." He looks around at all of you. Recruited to our cause, and already on a mission, no less. In fact, you know what? I don't think this mission can wait. You all better leave at once. Yes. Just get on with the quest. It's better. Why dally, right? You still have half the day ahead of you. Might as well get started. Yeah, I look forward to hearing of your success. And he stands up and salutes. Starts briskly walking off.
17 inside.
So yeah, you can tell that he, whatever she whispered to him,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's like a little nervous,
Yeah,
but
freaking
still
out.
like happy. He's happy. He's just like
Okay.
got a little nervous. He's not like scared or maybe a little scared.
Okay.
So he said a name, Arisi,
Mhm.
and you imagine that this person's important. to
Yeah,
him.
I'll take Sevra by the hand and I'll ask her. Irisi, is that a name we should know?
Oh yes, Arisi Kalanath. She is a wonderful, wonderful lady. Very important to the Feathergale Society. A big donor.
You don't say.
Oh
How
yes. And
Interesting.
so Thurl always wants to keep her happy. She's a very powerful woman.
Okay.
I would recommend you meet her sometime, but you should probably have been in the Feathergale Society for a little bit longer. She's not as open to strangers as Thurl is.
Fair enough. I'll turn to the others. So I guess we gotta get the hell out of here.
I'll take my 2 drinks with me.
Yeah, nobody tries to stop you as you take 2, and it's like pretty fine crystal that you're drinking out of.
Yeah, I'll pick up a bottle. I was just like, can we just take this?
Oh, please. You're members of the Feathergale Society now.
Oh, good.
I put
We will
2
always
drinks in
leave
my
you.
hand and grab the bottle out of his hand.
Well, hey, that's mine.
Great. All right, so you all make your way out of the Feathergale Spire.
One last thing. I'll tell Bill. I'll pull Severa aside. Listen. I know your dad's sort of hippogriff pant and all that stuff, but being a dad's tough, I guess. So maybe shoot him a line sometime. Write him a letter. I mean, we got to come back here, so write something. I can deliver it for you, and just let him know you're safe.
Make a persuasion check.
I'll spend a luck point on that.
Okay.
There
Yeah.
we go. 18.
She kind of looks serious all of a sudden. The smile kind of fades, and she looks serious. She nods, says, "You're right.
Yeah, I
Family's
wasn't.
important, even if
Yeah.
they're big buttholes."
I know. Listen, I wasn't much older than you when I lost my mother. You know, I'd do anything to have one more day with her. So, write him.
Fair enough. I'll have something for you when you return after your victory at the monastery.
Yep, of course.
And be careful; those
'Cause
monks
that's
are
exactly what
brutal.
Oh, yeah. I know. I started to look over the edge at Sable, and some of us found that out the hard way.
You just see Sable just shudder, and he doesn't quite know why.
Feel like something punched me.
All right. So you guys mount up on your horses.
As they
and,
come out of the tower, I immediately just go, "So, where are we keeping the horses tonight? Did they get to figure that out?
Yeah, they're gonna be right here with us.
Oh, we're not staying here, or we're sleeping outside? What?
No,
Did
no, we
Luz
got
bite
somewhere to go,
somebody?
pal. No,
Did-
no.
Hey, Luz, did you really bite someone? They were so nice to us.
What?
Luz didn't bite anyone.
Really?
I make like a gesture with my hand, just like a little bit.
All right, let's.
I hate to tell you this, kid. I like pull him aside. Listen, they're saying Agony is just sort of just going everywhere and drinking too much. They're like we're running out of wine.
I look over to how she's holding the bottle, like.
I know.
Yeah, should we talk about that? Or?
I don't know. Every time there's an intimate situation, she gets drunk as shit. Spa, every brunch since.
Let's wait till she's not around Pelus, and let's have an intervention. I'm really worried about her.
Intervention, yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having my back, Chief. A slap on the back.
No problem.
So you all take off.
Agony, we got people here, and they just, gosh darn, they really care about you.
Of course they do, Brian. Everyone always does.
I'm not a part of their damn tribe.
I kind of say.
So-
Oh, you mean the Feathergale Society?
Yes.
Why? What was
Nice
wrong
people.
with them?
They're
They were the
bad
friendliest
people.
we've met ever since.
It's
They are
not
the
that-
friendliest people we have met in the 2 weeks we've known each other.
It's not that they're not friendly. It's that
But they're
we.
bad people.
Yeah. Well, I don't know
We're
about
Was there an
that.
ancient rivalry between hyena people and bird people I don't know about?
No.
No.
Maybe.
St. Bell's listening to this, and he makes a history check to see if he knows.
Two.
You,
And those crab people.
Maybe.
fuck them.
I'm not sure. I think that might be true.
Yeah. I'm not gonna judge.
All right, so you take off, heading back towards the road to head up towards the monastery. Sablin, roll me a d20 as you start off into the hills, and you're for these rolling hills.
That is the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's not. I don't have that on my chart. 11. Okay, that is.
I'm still drinking from my glass, but I put the bottle away.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, you're
You're
sharing
just sitting
some
on
of
your
that.
horse. John,
That's been
God,
asked.
your horse is dead, and the elk is dead.
Wait, when did the elk
What?
die?
The elk died at the same time
The-
that the horse died.
Oh,
Those were both. Yeah.
Oh,
I
shit.
The
I
elk
should've
and the horse
consoled him
ate it.
earlier.
Well, the elk can be recast
So-
in the bag, right?
You notice this when you exit the spire. You see that the elk and the horse are both gone. But you could fit on a horse with one of your companions.
Well, I think we took a wagon and was having it pulled by horses.
That's right. You do have a wagon. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So you're fine. You're just one horse
Mhm.
down. but
Yeah.
it's pulling the wagon, no problem. And you see at one point in the far distance, you see what look like, they look human, but they're really big, and check to try and recognize what these creatures are. As you see, there's like these large creatures far in the distance as you're
What
traversing these hills. A nature check if you want to see what they are. But they're just these large, kind of humanoid. They look kind of like ogres. Agony, you know they're hill giants. Is what they are. You see these hill giants. There's 5 of them, and they're carrying, on their shoulders. There's like this large. It's like a tree trunk almost. You can see it from far away, and there's like still some of the branches and leaves hanging off of it. And there's like a tree that they've strung up this giant elk from. And they're carrying, between 2 of them, they're carrying this giant elk.
It's obviously
That's
dead,
obvious.
right?
Yeah, the elk is dead. It's like they hunted. You can tell they were like hunting and they caught this elk and they're carrying it back. You see it far in the distance, but that's the only thing you really encounter on this day. As
We're gonna
you
have a tasty meal tonight. Elk is delicious.
So then you get eventually you come to the road, and the night's falling as you get there. You start to set up your camp. John, why don't you roll a d20? You there, John?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Just roll a d20. All right, now roll a d6. As you're setting up your camp. So all of a sudden these storm
Guys, we're about to meet a blue dragon.
It's been getting cloudy, and suddenly the sky just opens up and it starts pouring rain on all of you. And it kind of slows down your travel towards the end, but you get to the road and you set up your camp, and you're able to try and make some structures to keep you out of the rain a little bit, and sleep under trees and such as you're setting up this camp. But it is pouring rain, and it's going to be a little bit harder to travel as the rain dumps on you. I need everybody, as you try to take a rest in this rain, I need everybody to make a survival check. And the DC's 13. I need at least 2 people to pass it. If you're going to set up a nice camp here.
Ugh. Oh no.
Wait, I have to make
It's all on you, Palouse.
survival?
Palouse survival check. All right.
Hey.
So yeah, you're just able to cobble together
Easy.
some coverage from the rain, and you all gain the benefits of your long rest.
Woo!
Although I don't think anybody had really used too much. So you rest up. The evening passes. The rain is persisting. You start off on the next day, and you're just heading straight to the monastery. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you'll continue. Your travel is slowed because of the rain. You're traveling besides that at normal pace. Is that right?
I believe
yes.
so, yeah.
I would assume. So, regardless, you can still get there today. even though you're it's difficult terrain traveling through this rain, as it's just dumping on you, and it's like coming in sideways, and you're all the horses are like trudging through as the path becomes very muddy, and gets stuck. The wagon gets stuck a couple times as you have to wrench it out. So now, Palouse, roll me a d20 as you the next day start off on your travels.
Just a regular D20.
Yep. So it gets cold wind is blowing through, but you don't encounter anything. You do see like one other person on the road, and they go, "God, I got to get out of this rain, huh?" And just keep moving along.
He's talking to me. You gotta get out of this rain.
Yeah. He looks at you. He says, "Oh, this damn rain, huh?"
Yeah, I really doubt he's casually talking to me unless he's a
Then
moron
you
or
poke
something.
your head. He's just kind of yelling it at the wagon, and then you
Oh,
poke
okay.
your head out, and he's like, "Oh God!" And he
Oh gosh, shit!
It's like,
Look at
he goes, "Giddy up!" And his horse goes running off into the wilderness, down the path. So now, as you arrive, one more. Let's have Susan, Agony, roll me a d20. $18. All right. So, as you're coming down the road, yes, I was hoping you would get an encounter.
Oh no.
Bjorn,
Sally.
As you're going down the road,
he's hungry again.
you come around a bend in the road, and you see a covered wagon that's approaching, and it's covered in these, like, now they're drenched with rain, but somehow they actually seem like they're like not really taking the rain. They seem still pretty pristine. And there's like all these fancy covered in silks of deep purple, adorned with all kinds of shiny, jangly ornaments hanging off its sides. The driver, you see this like gnome, like a large top hat, that's a little too big for his head, kind of drooping over his eyes. He kind of looks up at you and pushes the hat back off of his forehead and smiles and squeaks and says, "Travelers, hooray, travelers!" As he halts the wagon and jumps off from his perch. He knocks on the side of the wagon and mutters, "Get ready!" And then approaches the group. "Hello, strangers."
Hello there, darling. What brings you about these parts?
Well, my name is Horfiz Huckleberry, and I am pleased to make your acquaintance. And you see this is like a little gnome in this like saggy top hat and a very nice three-piece suit with like a long tailcoat.
I look for fins.
Fins?
For fins?
Yeah.
Fins.
Like,
Mhm.
like fish fins?
Yep.
You don't see any fins, no.
Nothing? Okay.
You're not a fish person.
Just wondering if Huckleberry has any
Uh,
fins.
Huckleberry.
Nice. Nailed it. Says, "I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Where may I welcome you to the finest magical shop in all Faerun?
Magic? My tail
Good
starts
mind, my
wagging.
friends." What did you say?
My tail starts wagging at the notice of magic.
Okay.
Hey,
Says,
watch out with that thing.
Says, "Arm yourselves with an open mind, my friends, for you will surely need it as you bear witness to the wandering wonder that is Miss Cordelia's mobile magical market and haberdashery." And as he says this, suddenly the
this guy.
purple cover rolls up as if on its own accord from the side of the wagon.
I take out my axe.
Okay,
I kill everything.
Blues brandishes his axe and growls.
I'll
see
immediately
inside-
detect magic.
Detect magic.
And I'll spend a
it just-
slot for this.
They're great.
Just
Yeah,
to
it
make
starts.
sure
It
they're
is
not bluffing.
going crazy. This wagon, the whole wagon, everything about it is magical.
Dude,
Like
divine
all kinds
sin.
of magic too.
see if there's any celestial, fiend, or
Son of a
undead.
bitch!
Where?
Start back!
It's not turning. It's just detecting.
Get in the
Detecting.
back!
Yeah, I guess would you if they're in total cover, do you still detect it?
No,
I
it does not.
Yeah, but you don't know he's doing it. You can't just.
True, this is true. Yeah, this is true.
So you
With what's in that wagon?
yeah, you cast it and you get a faint sense of fiend.
Yeah, so
From-
I say everyone's. I'm not sure if we should trust these guys. Something seems off about them.
Well, no. But where do you get the sense of fiend?
but does it tell you? It tells you like where it comes from as well.
Where it just tells you that it is within 60 feet. of
Ah,
me.
Okay, yeah. So then you do
Oh,
get
okay.
you get the sense of fiend within.
So it doesn't
60 feet.
say within 60 feet. Like, question: would tieflings give a false positive on that, or are they not fiendish enough?
No, they're
Tieflings are not fiends.
no.
Okay, just
Yeah,
double checking that wouldn't.
They're
wouldn't set
humanoid.
that off.
Yeah, they're humanoids.
Okay.
Like you're not a dragon. You're like if somebody was a favorite enemy of a dragon, it wouldn't apply to you.
Okay.
So yeah, so you
So
you
I'm
do get
sus-
the sense of fiend.
I am suspicious of this wagon now, because somewhere close to us is a hidden.
I love it. So you see in this wagon, it's just brimming with all manner of buckets and crates that are filled with all sorts of wares, everything you can imagine. Looks like a thrift shop, just like with all these buckets just full of random shit. And a small withered woman sits among them, adorned in colorful robes and jewelry that match those of the wagon. She seems surprised at the group it's like almost like you caught her at like an awkward moment as the side of the wagon rolls up and she like jumps a little bit, but then seems to smile, gives you like this toothless grin, and says, "Hello, what do you want?"
I'll lean over at Agony and is this shit on the up and up? Is it actually magic?
Oh, there's magic, all right. Lots
Oh,
of magic.
Okay, maybe you didn't have to say it exactly like that, but okay. I'll hop down and I'll go up to is it Horfitz or Horwitz?
It is Horfizz.
Horfizz Huckleberry. Okay. I'll walk up to
Horfizz.
Horfizz. I'll extend a hand. Good to meet you, Mr. Huckleberry. Allow me to introduce myself. I am, and I sort of look back at everybody and I give them a wink. I am Professor Alcibiades Theodosus Black, and this is my traveling troupe of eccentricities and implausibilities. You may have heard of us. We're quite famous around here.
Make a
I
deception
take my
check.
ocarina and I give.
Go ahead, Sablon.
I take my ocarina and I give a little theatrical little doo as he finishes that.
All right, yeah. Well, advantage on the. Okay,
24.
great, and the flute throws in there. Great. He kind of claps his hand, goes, "Very good, very good. I haven't heard of you, but I think I might want to."
Yes, of course, everybody does.
What did you say? Could you repeat the name that you told him? I want to write that down.
Yeah, here, I'll type it out.
Okay. And I am
How do I spell the?
I am revealing to you all the items as he pulls out and he says, "Here, have a look. We have a list of all our items for sale." And he pulls out this scroll that seems endless. Like you just keep unrolling it and keep unrolling it, and there is a huge list
I'm immediately
of items.
gonna take this list and look at it.
at items that they have for sale. So you're gonna have to give me some time because I have a lot of shit to unveil. But if you go in your journal, there should now be a section. It says Miss Cordelia's Mobile Magical Market and Haberdashery,
Ooh.
within which there are prices and listed magical items, which I am very slowly revealing to you.
Or are they common items?
Yeah.
There's common items,
okay.
but then there also are uncommon and even rare items
Ooh.
for sale. The uncommon are 500 gold pieces. The rare are 1,500 gold pieces.
I'll just take the list and hand it to our. Let me hand it to my resident expert on these matters. I tossed Agony.
I'm just going through it.
Yep.
Like a smile on my face. Tail's still wagging.
I try to read.
So
what
yeah,
you
so
read.
she starts showing off all these wares and is chatting you up and says, "Well, you know, I also do barters. I do love to barter. If you have any magical items yourself." And she kind of focuses for a second, and she goes, "Oh, I know you do. I know you do."
Well, that's rather disturbing, but okay. Yeah, we have a couple of items. I mean, something here. I'm sure there's something in your wares that's interesting for us. You know.
Well, why don't you take and have a look and let me know what you want. And at this point, I know it's kind of early, but I think I'm going to say let's end the session here.
Can we look at the stuff? You have a
Because
list.
because it's gonna take me a second to look it up, and it's gonna take you guys even longer to fucking
To
read it
look.
all and see if you want anything.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So the reason here's what we could do. We could either end now,
I
Or
think
we
ending
could
now
do
is good because I've been having a hard time keeping my eyes open for the last half an hour.
Okay.
Every time you
cool.
call my name, I wake up.
Yeah, that's fine. Because next time we'll just start with you guys getting to the monastery.
Okay. Can you bring
This
up
was the
the list
encounter.
at least so we can look it over? Before
Yeah,
we
Okay.
can?
I'm doing
Yeah,
it now.
he's slowly generating it here.
I
So the
basically am
rest of
having to
them-
make these handouts viewable one by one.
Yeah, that reminds me of something
Oh.
from a long time ago. The 500 gold worth of sort of gems in the bag of holding. Should we split?
That is
it up
still there.
Should we split it up evenly between us, or is that just like a pool we can like negotiate on or something?
Probably a pool.
The pool we can negotiate on, and there are a lot of places that don't necessarily take gold and silver as currency, so
Mhm.
valuables like gems and that are always good to have in case you find yourself in those places.
And
Okay.
truth be told, looking at the prices here, I mean, it looks like 500 gold is going to do us a lot more than 125 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
And she said, she also said she's open to bartering. And also,
I like
Dude, get me that headband of intellect. I'll be like the smartest character in the group.
Oh, that's a lot of 500 gold.
no, the hat. We need the hat of disguise, so my plans can be even more convoluted.
I want to be smart, Palouse.
yeah, so you'll see most of these items are like
Make it better. We'll
utility
make you
items
fabulous,
or
kid.
combat items.
Fabulous, darling.
But yeah, there's a
We
lot.
should totally get an immovable rod.
Well, apparently there's a robe that has useful
What's the point
items
of that
right
thing?
there in its name.
Robe of useful items can be useful.
I should hope so.
Can
I
Periaptive
totally want
wound
slippers
closure.
of spider climbing.
That's what we need. Periaptive wound closure. Give it to Sablin. We
Wait,
never have
are they
to.
bunny slippers? Please
Yeah,
tell
that'd
me
be
the,
pretty
the slippers of spider climbing are bunny slippers.
Well, they kind of have like a spider symbol on them, but you could fashion them into bunny slippers. Wouldn't be too
Oh.
hard to manage.
Helm of telepathy. You pretty little thing.
Telepathy is not as
And-
good as you think it is, just as a heads up.
Well, no, it's detect thoughts and it's suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah, it has some cool abilities.
And
I
a
just
professional
wanna- so
gambler that
smart.
can read his opponent's mind. I've watched Yu-Gi-Oh. I know how good that is.
So, our next session is going to be on the 19th.
Mhm.
We are going to do something special next time. Josh, do you want to tell the group?
Right. So next time, assholes, we're going to be doing a holiday special. Guess who's running it? Me. So I have a list here of all the things you've done to piss me off, and I will have recompense for all of them. Let's see. Somebody insulted my shoes. That's going to happen. No. Next time is a holiday special. I'll send you guys the invite to the group. You'll be able to just use the character vault to just port your characters over.
Okay.
So get your adjust all your stuff, make sure all your stuff's refreshed and whatnot. If you buy any items, go ahead and do that, and we'll port them over. It's non-canonical. It has absolutely nothing to do with the main storyline, except that there's a ice elemental cult. But aside from that,
Oh, I like
it is
that.
in no other
Oh,
way.
that's cute.
There's no fishmen.
There are no fishmen.
Yeah.
Um,
So, Josh, I'm doing this now for the other game we're in.
Mhm.
You inspired me, and I am
Doing
doing a one shot for our other DM.
Is the boss gonna be the Grinch?
Nice. It is not.
it's-
You'll have to see. You'll have to wait to see.
All right.
Can you
Yeah.
play the fisherman song to show them how great it is?
Yeah, you should play the
Yeah.
fisherman.
So yeah, I
love
I
it.
can find it. It's very quick. Yeah. So this is kind of a funny story. I am doing a one shot. Last Christmas, I introduced my sisters to D&D, and we all played a game. They had a great time, and we're doing it again this year. And they're going to be exploring a Kuatoa lair,
Nice.
those like little fish guys.
Mhm.
And so that's the one shot. I'm basically gonna like test the one shot out on
Yeah.
my other gaming group and our other gaming group. And I looked up. Let me see. I looked up like fish under because I'm starting to make the game in Roll20 for the gaming group, and I looked up
Mhm.
fish, and I found this song.
It's beginning to look a lot like Fishman.
Oh, let me upload it. Here we go. Can you hear that?
Oh, hang on. Let me.
It's so funny. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's from the Dagon Tabernacle Choir.
Oh, it is.
I love this song.
Yeah, I saw it's like there's a YouTube video of it because I looked it up.
I have both albums.
I was like, this thing got it. This thing has to exist outside of Roll20, and so I looked it up, and I'm gonna play it for my sisters. It's gonna be like the credits music that rolls at the end of the
Nice.
session.
I could have used that when I actually had a group of people I was DMing for fighting Kowtow.
Yeah, I know.
Then a couple weeks ago, I had them fighting a cult of Kowtow who were bringing a baby kraken into their plane.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I have a legend adventure I like to run that is almost completely based off of the story Shadow Out of Innsmouth, with that song's based off of.
Oh,
And
fun.
I actually have like a
Okay.
piece of gospel music I play during it. It makes it super
Nice.
fucking creepy.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's so good. I'm
Yeah.
so happy with
I love
this
how it's a
discovery.
Christmas song too. It's perfect for the holidays.
Yeah,
I
again,
know.
there's a whole album of Cthulhu themed, Cthulhu themed Christmas carols.
That's
think I would
hilarious.
like
I was probably going to share one closer to
Yeah,
the
dude, send that over. Maybe you should put
Yeah,
some
we'll
more of
do.
those songs in your campaign, Eric.
Yeah, seriously.
Christmas Fishman songs.
Who knew it was the
Cthulhu
genre?
Christmas.
So yeah, so if you guys want to communicate in like Discord or anything, you see all the prices there. There's also potions that I'm making available now, which are cheaper. So you could definitely afford potions if you wanted those.
What if I just
Um,
steal?
You can
Guys,
try, you
I
can
totally
you can
think
definitely
we
try
should,
and steal.
What?
just as a heads up,
Not steal.
I
What's
think
that,
we
Eric?
should
You
I said
can
you can
steal.
try. You can try to steal.
we should totally fucking go in together and get that portable hole. Seriously, portable holes are amazing. Instant access to
have them?
everywhere.
Just
There
don't
is
put
a
it in
spot
area
there.
holder.
bugs. I love that.
What's that?
We have the ability to shoot bees at people. Why would we ever want a portable hole?
Rod of rulership. There you go. That's
Yeah,
right
that's
up
what I'm
your
looking
alley.
at. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what Artemis needs.
No,
Each
hell no.
creature
Don't let it get it.
you can see within 120 feet. That's insane. That's
Well,
that's
keep-
really strong.
Cape of the
Which-
Mountebank. Oh, you know what? If we all go in, we could get a Darren's instant fortress. That way, we all enjoy it.
Oh, yeah,
If
that
that's
would
where
be
to put
nice.
our horses.
Actually, that would be useful just to be able to instantly pop up a fortress when we want to take a nap at night.
Or if we need to hide our horses from griffins
Exactly.
during the night.
Hey guys, they're not gonna notice the fortress that just shows up out of nowhere.
Well, here's what we do: we get it, and then we go back to Feathergale Spire and set it up directly across the gap
the
from
other
them.
end of the
and-
fucking valley.
Yeah, and just yeah, exactly. And we're just like,
if we do that, we're starting.
yeah, we got one now
McCoy
too.
style. That's gonna
I'm
be
reading-
stuff the Hatfield and McCoys, man.
Yeah, well, the
I'm
people
reading
at Feathergale
through
are just like, there goes the fucking neighborhood.
You could cast the fortress on a person and it would do 10d10 bludgeoning damage.
Oh yeah, I was just reading that. Like, if we just throw this into a room and turn it on, we can
We can kill
like
the whole
a bomb.
room.
yeah, we can take over a room with this thing. It's
Yeah, we'd
practically
also
a bomb.
destroy the room. I think.
Yeah, I would.
Well, this is what we do. We need to get Fly and then drop it from the air and just like crush a massive area under a fortress.
I don't think we would be able to use it. It would be a one-time thing though to do that, because I'm pretty sure the fortress would get
Yeah,
destroyed
but
too.
we literally drop a building on something.
Yes, that doesn't sound too bad.
I mean,
Oh, I've
we
already
need to
done
take
that
out
with a
dragon.
dwarf.
Fuck your final boss, Eric. We're just gonna lob buildings at it now.
I know. When I was doing this, I was like, this is really stupid. Like, I'm giving them all these things that they can use and find stupid shit to do that's gonna fuck up my game.
Hey, I'm
Right,
telling
but-
you, man.
I
This
said,
is
what the hell's
cross-
D&D? What's D&D for if not that?
To
Exactly.
fuck shit up.
Immovable rod is one of the most OP items I've ever seen. Once people start to realize what they can do with it.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I'm so willing for shit to be OP if you guys are gonna do creative stuff with it. It's like,
Mhm.
what are we here for to not, if not to do that? So.
Okay,
It-
then I
it's
have a
OP in the
request
right
for
way.
an item. I have a request for an item. If we can possibly find it, I would love it.
Okay.
I think it's called Universal Glue.
Oh, it's like sovereign glue, I think.
Yeah,
Sovereign glue and universal solvent. That's legendary shit.
Yeah, I think that
Oh,
is.
is there a rod of the Pact Keeper in here? No, there's not.
'Cause
Oh well.
I only looked at things up to
Well,
to
it's
rare.
a wondrous item. I guess it's considered legendary,
Yeah.
but man, it would be so much fun to use that.
It is.
Super
Damn,
glue,
okay.
to the point where it basically bonds you atomically.
It does. Yeah, there is no way to get it off except universal solvent.
Or a wish spell, or oil of etherealness. Those
Fair
are the
enough.
3 ways. Okay, well, I'm going to head off here before I pass back out, guys. Good evening, everyone. I'll take a look at the items
Yep.
again in the morning.
Sablin, if we get that periaptive wound closure, you'll
Yeah.
never have to make those saves again.
Yeah, but that's boring when we can get an immovable rod or something else.
True.
They can do crazy shit with.
What can you use a movable rod for?
You can literally hold monsters down with it. You can just push them down to the ground, click it right over their head, and they can't get up. You can use it to hold open doors, hold up things, any number of things. Basically, you
use
get
it
to create a stick and make it lock into its point in space and lock anything else into that point in space.
Shove it down someone's throat.
Yep,
Turn on.
Oh, God.
I've actually
does use
seen
it to
someone do that.
climb
They
up.
used it as they clicked it on inside of the stomach of a beast that swallowed them, and then they dimension doored out.
Now,
So they
let's be
just,
clear.
like-
All they have to do is press a button to deactivate it. So I mean,
But you can't press
It
the
has to be
button
very-
inside your stomach.
well, this is true, but I mean,
I don't know. My favorite
True.
other item was a DM gave me a bottle of lube, just nameless
Just a bottle of
liquid
lube. That's all you need.
nameless liquid that works as a grease
Wait.
spell.
Eric, why didn't you give us a bottle of lube? Come on.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
He
it was
did.
the worst
It's-
decision he ever
he
did.
I mean, it's right here. It's an alchemy jug. It can make lube or mayonnaise.
The worst decision the DM ever made was giving me that bottle of lube.
Or both.
I mean,
Because
we'll
I
use it
ended
when
up
we're
using that bottle of lube to take down the King of Beasts.
Okay.
And I'll leave it on that note. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Sam.
I feel like the story's better if it's not explained.